Good evening, friends. It is Friday night. It's late. Well, it's not late. It's about 10:30 Eastern Time. Thought I'd pop on, see who's out, see who's about, maybe toss some cards, have a little bit of fun. That is what we're planning to do. So, let's toss some cards. Let's have some fun. Anybody wants a card? Anybody wants a reading? Want some funny adult cards? I got those too. What should we toss some cards on? Do we want to talk about some people that are in the news? Want to check in on what's going on with Johnny Depp and that whole hot situation? What a mess. What a mess that situation is. Hey, Ange, how's it going, love? Hello, Michelle McBell. Hello, Sharon Sipe. Hello, Ron. What is happening, my friends? I felt like popping on. Hi, MK Karen. How's it going, love? I felt like popping on and tossing some cards, having a chat, see how everybody's doing. So, what do we want to talk about? What do we want to do? How are we all feeling? Did everybody have a good day? Thanks, Spirit. It's Friday, my friends. Am I right? I was just literally sitting here, shuffling, or not shuffling, sorry. I was looking at some cards to purchase. And I thought, you know what? Why don't I just get online and have some fun? It's Friday night. It's the first really nice day that we've had here. And I was feeling a little bit bored. And I thought, okay, here I go. Thank goodness the snow is all melted. We are expecting like 15 or 16 degrees tomorrow, which is probably the warmest day that we've had. So that is awesome. We bought ourselves a new gazebo for the summer. And so hopefully the warm weather holds out and we can get that put up. And then I will be taking dzncats out the back. We'll be doing a live broadcast at one point or another from the backyard. Have a nice fire going, and once all the plants get in, I love spending time outside. It is my favorite place to be. So, what are you guys doing? What are y'all up to on a Friday night? There's not much going on. It's pretty quiet out there on the YouTube streets, from what I gather. Thanks, Ange. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I like being outside. Except for, I heard we're supposed to be getting those crazy moths back. I cannot remember what they're called, but last year we had them. They're supposed to come in like every so many years. And last year we had them, and they're like the size of like your baby fingernail, and they literally can sort of like hang down. It's almost like a web kind of thing that they float down on. It's very hard to explain, but because they're so tiny and they basically weigh nothing, when the wind blows, the wind literally like takes them and carries them away. And so you will walk into them everywhere because they're literally floating in the air. And if they land on you, they their little hairs will burn you. It sounds absolutely gross, and it is absolutely gross. It's not super painful, but it happened to me last year. I got burnt, or whatever you want to call it, from them. And then, of course, as they grow, they turn into caterpillars, and everyone loves caterpillars, but they eat the trees. And so they killed 2 of our trees, literally. I mean, there was thousands and thousands and thousands of them. And I understand they're supposed to be coming back again this year. So that's not great. I don't know, Kylo. It's some kind of like caterpillar. They call it a moth. I think it starts with an L. Anyway, that's gross. We don't want to talk about that, but that's what's happening here. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Thank Spirit it's Friday. So, anybody want to talk about anything? Anyone want to toss some cards? What do you guys want to do? I'm kind of bored, and I thought, hey, why not? Let's pop on. Let's see what we can do. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. I live in Canada. I'm going to show my bill in Ontario. In the Big O, as it's known as, I am, if anyone is familiar with Georgian Bay, it is the largest body, or largest freshwater body of water in the world. And I live about, I'd say it's like 5 or 6 minute drive from one of the shores of Georgian Bay. So all the pictures that I've been putting up for my wellness chats and things like that, all those pictures that you see advertising the show, I've actually taken those shots here where I live. A quick update on Elon Musk. Oh gosh. All right. All right. I can do that. Let me see. What should I use? You know what? Let's use our Kippers. Let's use the Kipper deck. Let's use the Kipper deck. Bear with me. We'll get out the main mail. All right. So we want an update. We want to know how he's doing, how he's feeling. What is it that we want to know about him? What's going on with the Twitter thing? Angels and sisters and spirit guides for our highest good. What can we know about Elon Musk, who purchased Twitter? What is his motive behind buying Twitter? Thank you, MK Karen. Hi, Vivian. Welcome, my friend. Happy Friday evening. All right, so the first card we've got out is High Honor. Well, let's see what we can get here. What is Elon Musk's motive behind buying 2024? What is Elon Musk's motive behind buying Twitter? What is Elon Musk's motive? Well, I can tell you one thing. If he paid money, or the amount of money that they're saying that he paid, I got the poverty card, so he's putting himself in a big risk doing this. What is the motive behind Elon Musk buying Twitter? No, not at all. Listen. Oh, yikes. I love doing this stuff. I just don't openly say that I do it, but, you know, I love doing it. Okay, so there, and there. I had 3 cards pop out, so I hope I got them in the right spot. Okay, so give me a sec here. Let me just gather my thoughts. I don't know anything about this guy. Right? I don't know anything about him. So, starting at the top, I have high honor. Okay, so this is in the past. I've got high honor, I've got the coffin, and I've got marriage. Okay, then in the current column, I've got poverty, him in the center, and unexpected income underneath them. In the future, I've got bad health, the message, mature woman, and I got an extra card, which is the gift. So, there is a woman. I don't know if his mom is still alive or like an older business partner that is involved in his success, possibly involved in this purchase, has something to do with the purchase. She may be connected. Do you guys ever know if he was married? I don't know anything about him, because if I go across, one thing that you need to know about Kippers, for those of you that don't know, you can read it in multiple different directions. So if I go across the bottom, I've got the marriage card, unexpected income, mature woman, and gift. So it almost sounds like he's either being helped financially, or that he's going to help someone financially, but she is involved in this somehow, or she's going to benefit from this somehow. This whole purchase has caused him a lot of stress. A lot of stress. And because I've got the coffin, him, and message. And so there's some, now take this for what it's worth, but there's some information that is about to be coming towards him. Now this literally could be, I would assume that this is like contracts and stuff like that. For like the purchase agreements, there's probably like paperwork coming out the wazoo. It's interesting because if I go diagonally, I've got bad health, himself, and marriage. And if I go diagonally the other way, I've got high honor, him, and mature woman. And then when I connect them at the bottom, the marriage and the mature woman are in the same line. So something is going on there. I don't know if it's a mom of one of his ex-wives or something. But she is involved in this, whether it be monetarily or not. He is going to experience bad health if he's not already. And bad health doesn't mean that he's going to die. It just means that he's being eaten up, stressed, that kind of thing. And he literally went out on a limb, it looks like, with this purchase, right? I think this mature woman gave him a gift. Now, many readers don't do this, but I do this. So, I I sort of go through the deck and see if I can make sense of this. Okay, so I've got courtship, so that's a meeting. Okay, we've got the mature man, and then we've got the wealthy man. So that is, if there's any truth to this whole Donald Trump thing, that that it's politically motivated, why he bought this, why he purchased Twitter, that Trump, I would assume, I mean, he's not the wealthy man, he's the mature man. So there's two men that are involved. Okay, so then we've got thief. So thief is something being taken from you, right? So I want to put the cards back in the right way that I had them so that I can explain this to you guys. Okay, so we've got courtship. So that's a meeting between a mature man and a wealthy man, right? Because something is being taken away. Okay, then we've got new beginnings, sudden wealth, and then we've got the house. So that's their legacy. Maybe that's where the mature woman comes in. Maybe he's using some of her money, possibly, right? Okay, then we've got despair. So he's feeling totally down and out. Like this is not going to go at all the way that he expects it to go. Then we've got family room, which is secrets. But that's secrets within the house, secrets within the family, secrets within a business, a partnership, like it's really close to him, if that makes sense. And again, you guys tell me, because I don't know anything about this guy. And then I've got main female. So there is someone, some spouse, some girlfriend, some wife, somebody that has influence, and she's going to come up later on. Okay. Then we've got the Lover's card, which is someone that you're close to, right? Then you've got the courthouse. So, and then you've got expectation. Then you've got the false person. So it sounds to me like he is going to be in the thick of it, I would say for like the next 6 months to a year, because literally after that card comes the pathway card. Wow. All right, just give me 1 sec here. Hi, Anna Banana. All right, what are you guys all saying here? Who could the mature woman be? Elon's mom is still alive. Okay, so there you go. That might be it. He was with Grimes, and they have 2 kids together, but she's younger than he is. So Grimes could be the main female, and the mature woman could be her mom or his mom. It's someone that has money. Somebody that has money. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for the marriage card, my guess would be Ivana Trump is somehow involved in this. And don't ask me why I say that, but I keep feeling that her hands are all over this damn thing. But that's just my opinion for what it's worth. But I think that this is his mom. So let me just ask. So he's been married twice, has had a baby most recently with a girlfriend, and now with another young woman. Okay, so there's a false person in there, which literally could be anybody, considering the company that the man keeps, right? So let's see what else we can get from this. Yeah, his parents have money. I mean, I can see that, right? I can see that, like, the mature woman is there, and literally 2 cards later is the wealthy man. So that could be represented by his father or the family business or whatever that might be, right? All right. Oh, really? Wow. All right. Tell me what I need to know about Elon Musk, please. What does... Okay. Okay, so we've got the 5 of Pentacles out, which is just weird that he feels left out in the cold. I sort of feel like that 5 of Pentacles is, the being ostracized kind of vibe from the 5 of Pentacles, right? He doesn't really fit in. Do you know what I'm saying? And then we've got the Chariot, so things moving fast, things moving quickly, success. Talk to me about Elon Musk's motivation. Yeah, no, absolutely, Kylo. Talk to me about... Ooh, yikes. Okay. So we've got the Two of Wands, mapping and plotting and scheming. Well, when I say scheming, I don't mean that in a negative way. Literally mapping and plotting your future, right? You're sort of daydreaming about your future. Can be about traveling around the world. We've got the Strength card that speaks to his inner strength, his core, like his courage and stuff. And then we've got the Devil. Like there's just, I mean, this is just messy business. Not that anyone doesn't know that. I'm just saying. Anything else you want to tell us about Elon Musk, please? What else can we know about his motivation? Okay. So we've got the Fool card. So he's thinking this is a new beginning. Right? We've got the King of Pentacles. I don't think that that's Donald Trump by any stretch of the imagination. So maybe that's his dad. Like the King of Pentacles, there's a warm leader, right? Then we've got the Knight of Pentacles going after his dream. We got the Five of Swords, so a bit of a hamster wheel going on in his head. But then I've got the Sun card, which is, that's like the yes card in the tarot. Then I've got the World card, which is, a complete cycle. And then I've got the Ace of Cups, which surprises me. And we got the Page of Pentacles. Oops, inspiration. So, and I'm just gonna say I don't know what the reason is why he bought Twitter. I know what there's all kinds of speculations and conspiracy theories being shot around, but I feel like based on what I'm seeing here is that like he's doing this perhaps not for the right reasons. But he has a plan that goes well beyond what we are thinking of. Meaning we are thinking of like, Trump in 2024. He is thinking long term about something. Like I don't know if he wants to hold on to this, if he thinks he's going to buy it and make more money from it or something like that. Page of Cups represents a vision or a visionary. Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel any kind of like I don't feel any kind of bad from him. I don't feel any kind of like ickiness from him at all, which is weird. I'm surprised by that myself. I think I mean I don't know if it's going to go that way, obviously, but I think he thinks he's being very strategic, very intelligent, very smart. Like, oh, okay, you want me to do this? I'll show you. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Interesting. Is this even if Twitter sinks, I think it will only be momentarily. Business-minded people never think short term. That's what you're feeling. Spot on. Yeah, I just. This is the first card that I pulled. Okay, the first Kipper card that I pulled, I got High Honor. And so it's really important to him that he is seen as a accomplished leader. So you're right, Kylo, that King of Pentacles could have been him. I don't think it is him though. But I think that he thinks this is who he is, or he's trying to be this, if that makes sense. That's just how I feel. Like I said, I don't know nothing about the guy. All right, who else am I reading on? I love this stuff. Woohoo! Who else do we want to? Yeah, no, I agree with that, Kylo, that if Twitter sinks, it'll only be momentarily. I mean, God forbid. Oh my God, you guys, I literally just thought, I'm sure I'm not the only one. Oh, yikes. Do you guys think it's possible that he has bought Twitter to somehow merge it with Fox? Like that they would be like one of the same sort of news organization? If you want to call that a news organization. Is that like even a thought that anyone's had or no? Sure, Anna, I'll read on that. That's cool. I'll do that too, Kylo. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think? Hold on, let me just toss a few cards on that. All right, Ron, have a good night. Listen, Kylo, don't worry about it. I don't ever read on politics. I've never read on politics on my channel before, so maybe, you know, it is what it is. I'm having fun. That's all that matters. All right. Let's see. I want to just toss a few cards, if you guys will allow me, indulge me here. Is the purchase of Twitter does the purchase of Twitter have something to do with Fox News? Are they planning on merging Twitter and Fox together? God help us. Are they planning on merging Twitter and Fox and making it one? Are they planning on merging Twitter and Fox and making it one? What is the plan? Oh boy. What is the plan? Oh, yikes, you guys. Okay, so I've got the Magician, the King of Wands, and the Ten of Wands out so far. The Two of Swords. And the Page of Swords. With the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck. That does not look great to me. That does not look great to me at all. All right, moving along. All right, what do we got here? No, I get it. Totally, Anna. I'm into that too. Okay, so... okay, so let's do Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert feud. Was it a hoax? And then we'll do Kylo's question about Amber Heard. All right, so I don't know anything about this fight. I need to go check that out. Did you all see Jamie Raskin go like absolutely crazy on her yesterday and the house floor? God love that man. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. Was their fight a hoax or was it real? Tell us about a fight between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. Was it real or was it a hoax? I got the 4 of Swords and the 2 of Swords out. Oh, did you, Kylo? I love it. Now that's investment. We got the Magician. We got the Moon. And we got the 9 of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. I kind of think that it was a setup. I kind of think it was a stunt. I kind of feel like it was staged to distract us from Marjorie Taylor Greene's inadequacies as of late. That's what I think. That's what I've got. Hi, Charlotte. You want to say hi? Hey, you want to say hi to the peoples? Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, do you want to say hi? Hey. Hi, Sharon Sipe. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, I kind of feel like this was totally. Well, you don't touch the camera, sweetheart. I sort of feel like this was a staged event to distract us. I almost feel like they were told to do this, which, I mean, it sounds ludicrous to say that. I hear myself when I say it and I cringe, but it almost looks like because we've got the 4 of Swords, so it's like she was told, like, you need to sit down and shut up, right? You need to go away for a little while, like, be quiet. We've had enough, right? Then we've got the 2 of Swords, so someone has asked her to make a decision, I sort of feel like. And then you've got the Magician, right? Which is, can be a little bit slippery, a little bit tricky sometimes. Then you've got the Moon card, so, things are not what they appear. And then you've got the 9 of Wands being battle weary, right? Like she is in it up to her eyebrows at this point. MTG is. And I sort of feel like someone thought that this would be a great idea, which is just absolutely nuts. But there you have it, folks. I mean, honestly, it's like we're dealing with high school children here. I can't believe these people run your country. All right. Where did Kylo's question go? Okay, so I'm just going to stick it on the screen so I don't have to keep flying up and down here. All right, Amber Heard. So I'm going to do some kippers on Amber. Let me find my female card here. I just, you guys, I mean, I don't really know what's going on in the trial. I see all this stuff and I just, I don't understand. I don't know what the point is. What is the point? At this point, what's the point? Right? What is the point? What is it that we're trying to achieve here? Besides the obvious money and, getting your name in the 15 minutes of fame and all that stuff. But what, I just don't. Are you that delusional that you honestly believe that this being dragged out in the courts and for all of us to watch is benefiting you in any way? Because now we all think, I mean, she has to be able to see what's being written online, right? She has to know that the majority of people do not believe her. I'm not sure what the purpose is in terms of like whoever advised her that this would be a good idea. Although, you know, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but where she is concerned, and I don't want to be biased before I toss cards on this, but she almost looks as if that she would be the type of person that would tell the lawyers, I want you to do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, and the lawyers are just taking her money. But still, I agree with that, Kyla. They really do act like they, yeah. All right, so I haven't even asked anything yet, and I've got concern. All right, so tell us about Amber Heard. What can we know about Amber Heard, please? What is going on with Amber Heard? How is she feeling? What is she up to? We've got change. Tell us about Amber Heard, please. What can you tell us about Amber Heard? What can we know? What can we know about Amber Heard, please? Okay, we've got courtship, which is like meetings and stuff. Honestly, if this is what it's about, it's just stupid. Wow. So I literally just pulled a card and then I shuffled and I said what I said and I got 2 more cards. So literally in her past column, she's got concern, poverty, and despair. And when I said that, I meant like if she's doing this because she just wants money, my God, the levels that some people will sink to is just despicable. Truly. All right. Back to what we were doing. All right. So we've got privileged lady underneath her. We've got family room next to that. Then we've got the main male. We've got toil and labor. And we've got pathway. Interesting. Okay, so let me just have a boo here. Is she in a relationship with another woman right now? Does anybody know? Or is her sister like well off, or just like sane? Sorry, because I've got despair, privileged lady, and then the family room, which is like family secrets, and then I've got Johnny Depp. Then I've got toil and labor, which is, you know, doing the hard graft. Does anybody know if her sister is well off or well educated? And the only reason that I say her sister is because, you know, isn't she the half of the reason why this is all out in the public? Because she went against her sister, right? Like Amber Heard's sister went against her. Does anybody know? Help me out. I can tell you that this whole thing is like literally just like going around in a circle, like nothing's actually happening. So she's got change, her, and the privileged lady. Then she's got in the future, she's got courtship, distant horizons, family room, and then I had the 3 extra cards come out. So no matter what direction I read this in, it's like just like the same way, right? So I've got concern, her, and the secrets. So she's concerned about those secrets coming out. I've got the courtship and the main female and despair. So something about, again, about like kind of like secret meetings, liaisons, that kind of thing coming out. When I go across the middle, I've got poverty, her, and distant horizons. Like she is wanting some kind of life that she's never going to have, which is why she's creating all this craziness, because this literally is about money, right? When I go diagonally this way, I've got concern, her, in the family room. So again, concern about these secrets coming out. There's been a change in the relationship between her. I swear this is her sister, that she's the privileged lady, because she's the one that came out and said against her that Johnny didn't do the things that she said, and that basically Amber's a crazy person, right? So if I'm not mistaken, that is her. So there's a change in their relationship. I mean, hello, obviously. There's still secrets between, so main female, privileged lady, and then 2 over is Johnny, but in between that is the secrets. So there's still stuff that she is planning on pulling out of her hat. And it is a lot of work for her to sort of stay in it, if that makes sense. Maybe it's his sister. Maybe it's his sister. Maybe it's his sister. There was someone's sister that came out and said he did not do what she said that they did, or what she said he did. So it was either her sister or his sister. Yeah, I mean, that's just, I mean, so whatever. Okay, so if I keep going, right? So we've got like thoughts, hard work, the mature man, courthouse, message of concern, being on a journey, adjudication, mature woman, bad health. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not feeling it's a lawyer. So I heard something interesting today, because I literally watched a few minutes of it earlier, right? So if this isn't her sister, she was in a relationship with a woman at some point. And how I know that is because literally someone interviewed her, and she, I don't know if she sued them or took them to court or whatever, but she said that they were being biased and trying to ruin her reputation because they were, what's the word that I'm looking for? That, you know, because they don't like gay people, basically. And the woman came out. She's a female reporter, and the woman came out and said, like, I'm a lesbian, so like that's not it at all, right? So this is either about the relationship that she's in with that woman, because Amber Heard apparently is bisexual. So this is either about the secret. So it's her and this woman, and then the family room, and then Johnny. So this could be about secrets between her and Amber. Maybe she was hiding it from Johnny, and Johnny didn't know. I think it's her sister or his sister, whatever, whose ever sister it is. She is right in the center of this thing. She is right in the center of it. She is right in the center of it. All right, let's get that off the screen there. She is right in the center of it. Oh, that was good. I like it. Let's do it. Let's do some more. What else can we have fun with? Yeah, I mean, it's just gross, right? I mean, it's just, like, honestly. Can I ask about the age of Aquarius? Yes, of course. Let me take a drink first. Oh, can I tell you guys what I did last night? So, I went out to the living room and I was talking to my husband. Okay, I'm gonna light a smoke and can we just chat for a minute? I just want to share with you guys. So y'all know that my husband's in the chat all the time and he's like my biggest fan, my biggest supporter, and I love him dearly. And he's a very good person. He's very kind, very sweet. And he's going through a heck of a time right now. And so I was sitting in here and I heard the phone ring, and so I went out there. Hi, Chrissy, how are you? Welcome, my friend. Chrissy's coming to visit dzncats for me on May the 11th, I believe. So yeah, so my husband's sitting out in the living room last night, and I go out there, and he was on the phone, and he got a phone call about his dad that is, they found more cancer. And so I sat with him, and I was just, chit-chatting, and next thing I know, I've got the tarot cards out there. And he's going through the tarot cards one by one by one by one by one, because he was literally saying that sometimes he feels quite like left out because he doesn't understand what we're talking about, right? And so he's literally he's got them like in his hands, if I can demonstrate. So he's doing this, right? And he's just like one by one, like going like this, like not looking at them, just feeling them, right? And I said, okay, now turn them over and let's go through the cards. So it was like a little flash test for me. So he's holding up a card and I'm like, okay, that's Judgment. That's number 20 out of the, major arcana, and there's 21, blah, 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 whatever, right? And so I said, okay, let's see. So we did that for about 25 minutes. And I said, okay, let's see how, if you got any skills here. You guys, like, seriously, it freaked me right out. I mean, I think he's a better tarot reader than I am. So he just, like, shuffles the cards, and he's like, what does Kelly need to know today? And he pulled three cards came out, right? And I'm like, really? I was like, shit. So okay, so moving on. So then he's like, okay, is Kelly on the right path? And I was like, damn. So, you may have a husband and wife tarot team on your hands here, folks. I just thought that was funny. I thought I'd share. Thank you, Chrissy. What time is it there, Chrissy? Oh, really, Kylo? You think so? I totally, I don't know. Mark actually does have his own channel, but not for tarot, obviously. He has he's into cars, not cards. Cars. 11:18. Oh, right, because you're 12 hours ahead of us, right? Cool. Yeah, they seem to be on it. They seem to be working for me. Hi, Barbara. Ooh, Saturday morning in Australia. I bet you it's lovely there. Is it nice and warm? Lovely breeze. I'm imagining myself there. Lovely breeze. I love that. All right. Right, Kylo? I don't know if YouTube's ready for my husband and me, but anyway. All right. Let us ask about the age of Aquarius. Cool, but blue skies heading into our winter. Yeah. Right, because you guys are the opposite of us. Beautiful. All right, so I'm just going backwards so I can see the question here. I don't believe we've entered the age of Aquarius yet and think that we're in the last degree of Pisces. Okay, so can you ask about the age of Aquarius? All right. I was just literally thinking that, Kylo. Chrissy, you want to join me? Do you want to join me, Chrissy? I can send you the link, love. No pressure if you're busy or if you're doing something. I just thought I'd put the offer out there. Don't want you to feel obligated though. Yay! Chrissy's coming! Woohoo! All right, love. I am going to stick it right in the chat. Or no, I'm gonna email it to you, Chrissy. Bear with me, folks. All right, Chrissy, it's on its way to you, love. I emailed it to you. Yay! Chrissy's coming. I don't think that's a strange question at all. I'm sure that many people probably tried it or have tried it. Yeah, not a problem, love. Chrissy, well, she can answer when she gets here about taking a koala. I'm sure that people try it. I just know that y'all have like some crazy sizes, snakes and spiders and stuff, and I just yuck. I'd be totally freaked out. I would be totally freaked out. All right, so age of Aquarius. So what kind of question do we want to ask Kylo? Oh, Kylo's gone for a minute. We'll wait till he comes back about this age of Aquarius thing. Like, do we want to know, like, are we going into it? What do we want to know? Please pause. Yay, Chrissy's here. Hello, my darling. How are you? Oh, I can't hear you.
My cat
Yay!
turned microphone off. Well, no, she didn't. I think I accidentally did. But
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much. I just did a live chat session with members so that they could go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I make myself available for a couple of hours. But yeah, the koala question. Now, you can't have them as a pet. If you find an injured wildlife like joeys or birds or anything, what you do is you call the Parks and Wildlife, and they have a register of people who can come and foster them and nurse them back to health. But you can look after them for a certain time until you can get them to someone to tell you what to do. But keep them as a pet, no, you can't do that. Gorgeous. And the koalas may look cute and cuddly, but they can be very dangerous. Their claws, like a male koala, their claws are like this.
Right.
and
Well,
they're big and they're
yeah,
sharp.
I think
And,
that's one of the bad parts is because because they look so cute. It's like a little lion cub, right? I mean, they look so cute. People are like, oh, or raccoons, right? Raccoons have very cute face, and they're like, they're not the greatest pets. They're not meant to be pets.
Possums we have here, not so much
We have them here too.
Yeah, raccoons are. We don't have raccoons here, but we do have possums. Yeah, no, raccoons are the little bandit things. No, we don't have them. We have bandits. They're called politicians, but
yes, Scotty from Marketing. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So, Kylo,
so how are you?
I'm doing really well, and I'm so pleased that you're here. So I'm so excited that you're coming to hang out with me. I think it's like the 11th.
I think it might be the 4th, actually. I'll just check.
Or is it the 4th? I don't even know. What the hell do I know?
I think it might be May the 4th, I think. Let's have a look. Where are you? A dozen cats. Wednesday. Lincoln Wednesday. That's 13th. No, that's when you had to just to cancel. I mean, we're going to get together, and then you got sick. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it might be May 4th. But anyway, we'll sort it out. May 11th. Oh no, May 11th.
Yeah,
it is the 11th. May 11th. Yeah. So,
and I want you to know, Chrissy, I don't know if you know or not. So I have a huge thing with 11/11. Just really, really quickly. So way before my mom died, I started seeing 11/11, and my mom never believed in it. She thought I was crazy and whatever. It's a whole story. And then after my mom passed, I kept seeing it, and I had a reading done, not by anyone in this community, a couple years ago. And right at the very end, the lady said, it was over Zoom, and the lady said, I think like I'm supposed to, get you to like right up close to the camera. So I got up as close as I could, and she's like, and your mom's saying, like, when you see 11/11, don't doubt it. It's me. And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. How would she know that? And so every time it's 11/11 or 1/11, which I still see all the time, I always say, thank you, Mommy. I love you. And I miss you. And then in 2020, my mom's husband passed. And without getting into my whole life story, we were finally able then to get my mother's remains and put them, like have a service for her at the place where she wanted to have the service. So we waited almost 10 years for that to happen. And I decided to write a note, like my little speech thing. And I kept putting like different increments of time in. Like I talked about how many years it was, how many days it was, how many hours. And then all of a sudden, I put in the months. It was 111 months that we waited.
Wow. Oof.
Right. So, yeah. So when I looked at the schedule and the 11th was on a Wednesday, I was like, that's exactly the night when Chrissy and I should hang out, because I've always
the 11th, absolutely.
Right. You are very happy. You're very positive. I know that you have that you struggle like I do. And I just thought that would be a great energy forced together to celebrate.
Absolutely.
So I look forward to.
Absolutely, no problem at all.
Hello, Kitty.
Hello, everyone. And I know Shelby Lisa. I was just talking to Shelby Lisa before she's joined.
Oh, hi, Shelby Lisa.
Yeah. And,
so, we want to. Kylo's asked a question here. So, Kylo, tell us what you want us to read on about the age of Aquarius. And Chrissy popped in right at the right time, because I was like, uh-oh.
Let's have a look. I'll get
Oh, did you, Shelby? That's good. Chrissy is amazing. I you know what? It's just I can't. When Chrissy comes on, I'm either usually just coming off a live, or I'm just about to do one or something like that. So I when I can.
Absolutely.
I absolutely love when you do the spooky places. I love
the spooky places. Yes,
I love
I'm
that.
doing one for the I'm doing a Not Quite Friday the 13th special. And of course,
Right.
it is Friday the 13th.
Yes, it is. It's coming up.
Next month.
All
But
right, so-
when I do it, it'll be on the morning of the Saturday. So it's going to
Right.
be a Not Quite Friday the 13th.
Gotcha. I love it. So
Yeah.
Kylo's question is, have we entered it yet, or are we still in the age of Pisces? So have we entered the age of Aquarius yet, or are we still in the age of Pisces?
I know technically we've entered the age of Aquarius, and honestly, Kyla, I'm not. I have very little knowledge on any of this, but I'm going to draw a couple of cards,
Yeah.
and I'm not even sure what the age of Aquarius is supposed to herald. I thought it was new harmony and peace, but it doesn't seem like that. Patience, change. Okay. The message I'm getting here, and these are the Sacred Destiny Oracle cards by Denise Lynn.
I love those cards.
Okay. They're gorgeous, aren't they?
Chrissy, I have them on my table too.
Yeah. And I've got the patience card here, and I'm just going to go with the message I got the minute I looked at the cards.
Yeah.
And then from my impression from the artwork, which is how I work with a lot of these cards, is I very rarely look at the book. And the message I got was patience is, yes, we've passed into the age of Aquarius, but whatever people thought it was going to herald, I think some people thought it would be instantaneous. None of these things are instantaneous. There are crossover times. And, you've got the ibis, I think, flying through the sky across the moon. And there's trees around and faded mountains in the background. And he's not on a steep path. He's on a more level, a slower path. So he's climbing, but it's not immediate. So change. And then we've got the change card, which is a balloon attached to a carousel horse. And to me, it's like these changes, again, patience comes into it. A balloon is very hard to control. Okay.
Well, because there's so many factors, right?
Yeah. With the it basically is at the mercy of the wind. You can control it going up and down, but the direction in which it goes, there's very little control with the balloon. And also with the carousel horse, it might seem like we've been just put, we're supposed to be going into this wonderful age, but it still feels like we're on the same old roundabout ride, the same old carousel ride with things going up and down and up and down and round, and we can't get off. No, look, patience is required, and I will get another card, draw another card, because these things, they do unfortunately move at universal time, not people time.
Exactly. I got some really interesting cards out here that are sort of mimicking what you're saying, Chrissy, which is, I love that. Go for it.
And the third card is protection, the tree. We're looking at finding ways, different parts of the world are looking for protection and help. There's lightning strikes happening. No matter what age we're going through in the world, processes still happen. Lightning strikes. We get hit by things that can jolt us out of our comfort zones. And that no matter how hard we seek protection, some of us are just still vulnerable. They say one of the things you shouldn't do in a storm is stand under a tree.
Yeah.
Might look like protection, but it's not.
Yep.
So, saying, are we there? Are we there yet? We've got to be patient. We've got to let things play out, because it's a transition time. Things are finishing playing out before things start to happen in the next time. And so I do feel that, like this age of Aquarius, whatever it's supposed to mean, we're going to be in a time of more shelter in the way people think and actions and in cooperation around the world. That is going to come into being, but it's going to take time and patience, and we'll be surprised what pathway we have to take to get there. So, yeah.
I've got some really, really interesting cards to go along with what Chrissy got. So I threw some tarot cards down just real quick. So I got the Hierophant that came out first, right, which is about traditions and lessons and, your connection to spirit, which we're all trying to, go through this ascension and understand what that means and how it affects all of us. Then I've got the Ten of Wands. And based on the other cards that I've got here, I think that this is going towards like the next opportunity, moving to the next thing. I've got the Eight of Pentacles. It's a lot of hard work for this whole collective energy to sort of like rise above itself, if that makes any sense, sort of rise above and get to the next thing that we're trying to achieve. And then we're doing this whole patience thing, like Chrissy said, right? We're literally taking a pause. We're watching it bloom and we're literally sitting there talking to it going, come on. Are you going to grow? Are you going to do anything? You know what I mean? And then we've got the Nine of Swords. Now, depending on what cards are around this, this can be a card of loss. It can be a card of upset, but it can also see that one white bird, right? The one white bird that's on the card that is a signal that you are finally in a position where you can start to release some of those burdens, those pains, right? Like allowing yourself to sort of move out of it. And the reason why I say that is because then I pulled some oracle cards. I've got Lighten Up, right? Then which made me think of the bird, or sorry, the carousel horse, the change that you got. Then I've got Free Spirit. Okay, Free Spirit. Give yourself the space and freedom to express your creativity, right? And then I've got literally the Freedom card again, right? And notice we both got birds. Chrissy got the birds with the patience as well as the change in the hot air balloon, right? So on that upward trajectory, but not quite on a level playing field, if you know what I mean. And then the last card that I got was Trust. So we have to trust, which is, I don't know about you guys, but it's like one of the hardest things to do next to change for me is trust. Trusting in a process, trusting in a plan, trusting in something that I don't really understand or I don't really know. You know what I mean? It's really difficult. But that's what they're really asking us to do. They're asking us to put our faith and our trust in this age of Aquarius, taking us to a different place, a different level, a different sort of collective feeling, if you will. I guess
sorry, no. One thing I've noticed with these three cards is how prominent the sky is.
Yes.
And the heavens, and even with this one, which is not as much sky and heavens as the others, it's still very prominent. The activity in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there is some element of trust. Trust to the heavens, trust to the spirit, the universe.
And you know what else I noticed about those cards, Chrissy, when you just held them up? There's a lot of air. There's a lot of air, like a lot of freedom, right? And
the sky,
freedom.
Air, the freedom. That's what I meant. The sky and the universe and the air. Yeah,
I like
definitely.
That was a really good question, Kylo. I love it. Thank you for asking that question. We're just kind of like tossing cards on anything that anyone wants to know about. So, just so I don't normally do politics. So I read earlier on if Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert had staged this fight, and I literally got that they absolutely, it was a total hoax.
What was?
Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene apparently had some fight, and the question was, was it a hoax?
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. Oh, hi, Sherry H.
Hi, Shari. Hey, how are you, my dear? Is Sandra Bullock giving up acting for good? Oh, I know she's a wonderful actor. I
She
really enjoy
is.
her movies.
Sandra Bullock giving up acting for
Actually,
good.
there's quite a lot of quite high name people in the last few years who have moved away from acting. They might do the very odd indie thing and stuff like that. Like Cameron Diaz, she's like concentrating on being a mum and doing other things.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Didn't
so
Sandra Bullock just put a movie out with Channing Tatum? Isn't there's a movie out with those two? They're going around promoting it.
oh yeah, The Lost City. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that. That looks like a lot of fun. Diligence. Okay, I got the card Diligence here. Have a look. Got the bird flying over the landscape. There's clouds, and there's all of the arable, the farms and everything underneath. And what that's telling me is the word diligence is no, she's not giving up acting for good, but she's going to become more picky about what she does. So that's the Ten of
That's
Swords.
the Ten of Swords. Literally, that's the first card that came out. Do I need to pull any more?
Yeah, so she's going to be more picky, and she doesn't need to work. She's going to go for projects A she enjoys, and B she feels that I think she's starting to feel like maybe she wants to use her time with other things going forward. Okay, beautiful card. Look at this. That is stunning.
Gorgeous.
So you can see the pathway.
I'm gonna pull you up closer so we can see that.
Yeah,
That's
she's
gorgeous
decided
card.
on this pathway.
Yeah.
And going forward, and there's all these possibilities of what her name and her can help with, and she wants to look at some of those too. And she doesn't have to work movies. She is going to work movies, and she's got a few things she wants to look out for.
Right.
I think, and
don't
be surprised if she gets
right on the money, Chrissy.
If she is involved, or gets involved with something that where young actors, people entering the profession in some sort of an organization that can help them. We've seen all of these stories like the Harvey Weinsteins and this, that, and the other, and it's not just the women. It's the actor Anthony Rapp and Brendan Fraser coming out and saying he was assaulted and all that. It's like I'm getting the feeling she's saying this has got to stop.
Yeah.
And people, we come here and we're not really equipped. Yeah, we might go to RADA, we might go to this Juilliard, but we're not equipped emotionally or shrewdly to deal with this. And I feel like I'm getting like she might be quietly involved in some sort of organization to help people coming into the industry, and even kids who grew up in the industry.
Yeah. I think she's
kind of a safe place, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the Ten of Swords, right? And then I pulled from the Sacred Forest Oracle, and I've got Wizard of the Woods, which is focus.
Yes.
So I think she's very focused on her future and which direction she wants to go in, which is what you got, right?
Yeah.
And then I've got the Mystic Meadows, which is sanctuary. So maybe taking herself out of that limelight for a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
And the diligence on behalf of others. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think there's going to be a few people in the industry who are suddenly going to find it really, really hard to get people to work with them, and who are, I think there's going to be a bit of a sweeping out of the industry.
Yeah.
About 100 years later than it should have been.
Right. Absolutely.
yeah.
So
But
I wanna say here, so Shelby Lisa put this up, this is hysterical. Marjorie Taylor Greene should be a foreign agent in a Pink Panther movie.
uh,
I love it. I love it. All right, is Amber Heard's acting career over? Oh gosh.
no, she'll bounce back. I just you know what? It's she might be
I don't know
not
what the
100% the victim, but Johnny Depp is not 100% the victim either. Vanessa Paradis had come out and hinted that he could be quite nasty at times. So it's not the first time. You know what?
Maybe
they're just
you
as bad as each other. Hey?
Do you know? So I read on that in the very beginning when I first got on here. So does Amber Heard, is it Amber Heard's sister or Johnny Depp's sister that somehow is in the middle of all of this stuff and outed something?
Wouldn't have a clue. Honestly, they there was this big controversy over here. Look, you can't basically people are going to find a hard time trusting her, but then they're already finding a hard time trusting Depp as well. So you know what? You have to earn trust.
I think,
and even in Hollywood, there's a point where the trust is broken and you have to earn it back. And until that neither of them is going to have much of a career for the next few years. As far as I'm concerned, a few years back when Johnny Depp was making Pirates of the Caribbean here in Australia, he and Amber smuggled in their dogs.
Yes. Yeah.
The dogs should have been put into 6-month quarantine, but they didn't want that. So they smuggled them in. And of course, it put people at risk. It put other animals at risk, but it also put the dogs at risk.
Yes.
Okay. People can take care of themselves and go and get themselves. I don't give a rat's ass about them. I care about the dogs. I care about Pistol and Boo more than I do about those two.
Yeah.
And they put those dogs at risk, and that's and they did show complete disregard and disrespect.
Well, that's what it is. It's the sense of entitlement, right?
It wasn't the dog's fault. I would have said if I was the Australian government, hey, look, we're just taking these dogs into custody and you're not getting them back. We're going to make sure they go to a home that cares about them. Because you smuggled them into a country where heaven knows that they could react to something bad or this, that, and the other. You smuggled them in. What if they get bitten by a snake or something? It's no joke when they say that practically every animal in Australia wants to kill you.
Yeah. True enough. Yeah. I think that I mean, I don't know whether one is guilty or one isn't or whatever. Like honestly, and it's like way over my head, and I don't pay much attention to it. But when I'm looking at this question and I'm thinking, is Amber Heard's acting career over? And the reason why I say no to that is because I can totally see someone going to her and saying, hey, guess what now? Johnny Depp is like, he's like the Secret Service guy, right? Like you never talk, he never comes out. No one ever, you know what I mean? Like he's very like mama's the word kind of guy. And so everyone is fascinated because he's always inside. And so everyone wants to talk to him. Everyone wants to know about him. And she is more than willing to share all she knows, truth or not. And so I literally was thinking that, and I pulled Gateway. I literally think someone's going to bring something to her, and she'll be like the executive producer and or write a book or
work our way back into it. They all do. Apparently, Jason Momoa's poor guy ended up. They've shoved him on the witness stand or something. That's the only thing that sparked my interest in this whole thing, because Jason Momoa is gorgeous and such a sweet guy.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
So Shelby Lisa says, my stepsister was an actress in Hollywood and was married to an important man after her divorce. She never got another part. So disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. It's just, And
Yeah.
you know, don't worry about Hollywood. There's lots of movie industries where she could.
Yeah.
Go
Kylo,
elsewhere.
don't feel bad. I didn't even know Amber Heard was an actress. So there
Yeah,
you go.
you know how big the B movie industry is, and they can make some, and tele movie industry, they
Yeah.
make some good movies.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've seen some B movies that are better than the blockbusters that they were
True.
put out in competition for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Kylo has asked, does Marjorie Taylor Greene have a future after all? God help us, please.
No.
Chrissy's like, absolutely not.
Shut your mouth! I always want to say that
Would
when
you
her
ta-
name comes up.
do
Shut
you
your mouth.
do you guys remember the TV show Different Strokes?
Yeah. What you
What
talking
you
about?
talking about, Willis?
Mm. That was a
Well,
tragedy.
we're gonna ask it as if it was a question.
All three of those young people ended up in not good places. Todd Bridges is still alive, but he went. He was
Oh,
fucking
all of the whole cast on that show had so many tragic issues and problems, and
yeah.
my God, that was not great. The outcome for that cast was not great.
Listen, you, mummy.
Well, I think we should
You can't
ask the
have it.
question anyways. What's Kitty Cat's name?
Hey, Cameo.
Oh, Cameo, that's right.
Hmm.
So Kylo saying this really wasn't his question. He was being sarcastic, but I'm like, we're gonna ask it anyway.
Oh, the secret agent thing.
Yeah.
He was saying you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just toss a card or two and see what we get. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene going
Does
to
she
have a future? Besides in an orange jumpsuit, wouldn't that be ideal? Sorry. I don't normally read on politics, so I can say that, I guess. I mean, the woman is just vile. In my personal opinion, for entertainment purposes only, YouTube, don't come at me.
Got the Earth and Fire Dragon.
Beautiful.
Right. And it says,
Kind of looks like
work with you to clear the fifth dimensional ley lines. Okay. It is time for service. When you give, you receive. She does not give service, so she will not receive the rewards that come with that.
wow. You gotta love it when the first card that comes out is the Tower. Ooh. Yikes. Oh my gosh, Chrissy, look. I got the Six of Pentacles too. The giving and receiving card.
Yeah.
Giving and receiving.
If you want the respect, you do the job properly. You don't.
Yeah.
People will work with others to clear you out of the way.
Yeah. So I got the Tower card and then I got the Lovers card. And on the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. So this, what she has done, all of the trouble that she finds herself in is really going to hurt her legacy, her family, and I sort of feel it's, I'm all about trying to keep things positive here. And I don't know anything about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I really don't. But I honestly think that is what will how do I articulate this? I think that something that's going to upset her family, something that's going to take something away from her family, cause them embarrassment. I mean, I know. Don't come at me, chat. I sort of feel like that's her level. That's where she's going to call it quits. I sort of feel like that's when she's going to stop.
I've called family into mind, so I'm trying to picture her family.
Yeah.
And all I'm seeing is her standing there and her family turning their back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even looking at her.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is already like she's already feeling this. She's lost that harmonic balance with her family, right? They want nothing to do with her because of her craziness.
The blue galactic dragon So let's see what this dragon says about it.
Yeah.
Helps you listen to the voice of the universe. Ignite the codes of your master blueprint. Access cosmic wisdom and enter higher service. Here's the service thing again.
Yeah. That's twice you've got. Yeah.
She's been given this opportunity, but she's gone in and she's messed with the code. And it's just like I said, she's reaching out and she's saying, look, Dad. And Dad's like, no. I think something's going to come out. And her family are just like, no. This is as ScoMo said about China putting a military base in the Solomon Islands. This is the red line, Ducky.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah.
We can't do any more. You've ruined our family. Nobody will talk to us. Nobody will employ us. My partners want to buy me out. It's just who's your Bubba girl's name?
Oh, that's Quincy.
Quincy.
Yeah.
Named after the show, Jack Klugman's character.
No, actually,
Quincy Jones.
Quincy, Australia.
Quincy, Australia.
Named after the places. I name all my kitty cats after places. So I have Austin, I have Charlotte, and I have Quincy.
Whitby's named after Whitby in England.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
It's a thing, people.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else got another question for us?
Mike Tyson getting in real trouble for beating that guy on the airplane. Yeah. Doesn't matter if the guy provoked him. Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson's trained as a boxer. Here's the thing: if you've been trained in combat in any way, whether it's as a professional boxer or anything like that, or as a soldier, you are held to a higher standard. Aquamarine dragon from Neptune. I love it. Enables you to access your deepest soul wisdom. Well, honestly, he left his dragon back at the airport. It didn't get on the plane. Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul knowledge. This is the thing. On Mike Tyson. Okay?
Yeah.
I can beat you to a pulp. And I've learnt to control myself. Bang! That's me controlling myself. He hasn't done any other things he needs to do to reach that level. Because he's reaching out to live on a higher plane, a life of higher vibration. It's at the vibration he wants it to be, because he still thinks he's very entitled. It doesn't matter that he's been sent to jail for rape or sent to jail for this or sent to jail for that.
Yeah.
He still thinks that because of who I am, the guy provoked me and annoyed me. Yeah, the guy shouldn't have done it. Absolutely. He should have just sat in his seat but that doesn't give you the right to go and punch the shit out of him.
It's the reaction, right? Yeah. You know what's really interesting about what you said about him honoring his feelings? I literally pulled that card. Yeah. I've got honor your feelings. And I also got know your worth. And I almost feel like he thought it was totally justified what he did.
Yeah, but the thing is,
like in his mind, he's justified these things, right?
Because if he knew his worth as an individual, as a person, he wouldn't do such just self-destructive things and try and bring others down, whether it's through physical abuse, mental abuse, any of those things.
Right.
And no excuse. But unfortunately, a lot of people who do act in that way have, in the past, had their sense of self-worth eroded. So what do? You don't just say, my sense of self-worth has been so eroded, I'm going to make everyone else around me feel like shit. No, you work on increasing your self-worth, feeling better about yourself in good ways, not negative ways.
Right.
Because if you try and fix a negative with more negativity, it's just going to get more negative.
Exactly. Yeah. Two negatives just make a negative. I wondered to myself, to that point that you just made, Chrissy, I wondered to myself how difficult it would be for anyone who worked with Mike Tyson, like a therapist, a counselor, an assistant, whatever, how difficult it would be for those people to tell him like no, or that was wrong, or it's not right, or it's not good. Like I don't know that he would take kindly to that kind of, right. And so if he has anger issues, which, but I mean,
He does.
right, it would be very difficult. And the reason why I say that is I pulled this other card here. I've got crane,
The
right,
brain, yeah.
which is surrender.
Surrender. He won't. That's the thing.
Okay, and this says, let go of limiting beliefs, be as expansive in your thoughts as your soul is. So that argument between his head and heart. So if he has any kind of mental health disorder and he's constantly having that fight, like my soul is good, but my head is telling me to do something else. Do you know what I mean? Like he's being reactive instead of proactive. It's like he's having some sort of an internal battle going on, and he doesn't know how to get a hold of it. And probably because he's in charge, right? Nobody can really tell him what to do, I would imagine.
Yes. Yeah, and I do think he brings in an attitude of intimidation, and you're going to tell me what I want to hear.
Right.
And if you don't, he just says, well, you're fired and stuff.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
The woman said, the school shooting.
Yeah.
Get him.
Yeah, that was when we were talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like I seen that, and I know what Sherry's talking about. Like, how could a family overlook something like that or whatever? You know, when you love someone, oftentimes, unfortunately, you have blinders on and you don't really see what they're doing. You know, because you're not looking at it from the same lens. And let's face it, right? I don't care who we're talking about. We could be talking about Mike Tyson. For people that are in Mike Tyson's family, his behavior is not shocking because they know him.
And
you know what I mean? They know him.
Just he's just acting the way such and such acted.
Right, or the way he's always been. So to them, it's kind of, and I'm not saying it's right, but they kind of normalize it. Those people that surround Mike Tyson, those people that surround Marjorie Taylor Greene have to get to a point where they have to stand up and go, you know what, this is not acceptable, right? In order for them to be able to counteract what she's doing. And
a lot of people call it, the term intervention, and they say it's to help them.
Yeah.
But the fact is that even a lot of interventions happen, and it doesn't make any difference to the person. So an intervention like that is as much about helping the people around them when they're standing up and saying, this is not good enough anymore for us.
Exactly.
It's not good enough for you, but it's not good for us either. And we've got to think about us. So an intervention is a two-way thing.
Yes.
The person who's the target of it, quite often they just go on and keep doing the same thing, or they might.
Absolutely. And I've said this many times here on this channel, because I'm pretty open that I have anxiety, panic disorder, and depression, and a lot of times people will throw the word about change around, and like meaning I choose to be positive or I choose to be negative. Speaking from someone who has diagnosed anxiety, panic disorder, and depression, I agree with the statement. However, for me personally, I had to arrive at a point when I was willing to accept the information that was being given to me so that I could change. Up until that point, I was angry because I was angry at myself. I was angry at the world. I was angry at what happened to me. And I took it as, no, I didn't choose this. Who would choose to have 8 panic attacks a day? Who would choose to not be able to hold down a job because of it? Who would choose to lose all their friends? Yada, yada, yada. And so I still, every once in a while, get triggered when people will say, well, it's your choice. Yeah, yes, it is your choice, but you have to be willing to hear it. And quite often when you suffer from a mental illness, you're about 10 steps, if not 10,000 steps behind everybody else in terms of when you're ready to hear, when your little light bulb goes off. I don't know how many times my sister or my husband and I would have a conversation, and all of a sudden I'd be like, oh my God, you know what I should do? I should do that. And they're like, we talked about that like 6 months ago. Sorry. Like I just got onto that boat now.
Well, here's the thing is too, is I have this thing is you're right. You don't choose to be depressed.
No,
You
it's
don't
not.
choose to be manic.
Yep.
Okay, it happens.
Yes.
What you choose is not so much whether it happens or whether it doesn't happen. The choice is in how you deal with it.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
And people who say, well, you just deal with it by choosing to be happy. Like, well, it's not quite that simple.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah.
You don't choose. You try and find ways in which to help you to find
Right. And a lot
better
of times, but a lot of times, would you not agree, Chrissy, that when you have a mental health disorder, a lot of times what you end up doing is just trying to cope and exist and distract yourself from what's happening instead of actually working towards fixing it and sort of improving yourself. It's a lot of band-aid things that I found personally that I did for myself, right? I kept putting a band-aid on it, getting
band-aid works
through
for a
another
while,
one.
but you've got to put the cream on it as well. That will help get in and heal the things and stuff. The other thing is, this is just my personal opinion, and that a diagnosis is a diagnosis.
Yes.
But it doesn't give you a free pass. You know what
That's
I mean?
right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of people think I act like this because I've got this, I've been diagnosed with this, and I've been diagnosed with that. Yeah. So is A, B, and C, but they don't go out and do this shit.
Exactly. 100%.
A diagnosis doesn't give you a free pass.
Yeah, no,
and the
absolutely.
fact is that a lot of people, a lot of family members will enable people by giving them that free pass. Now, it's not up to the person who's been diagnosed to say whether or not they get a free pass.
Yeah.
They think they do anyway.
Yeah.
They think they have a free pass because that's the way the synapses put it.
Yeah.
But the family, they have to say, look, a diagnosis does not give you a free pass. It does not say you can do this without consequences.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a real tightrope walk when it comes to situations like that. And it like, listen, no two people that are diagnosed with the same mental
they can react completely different ways. Yeah.
They don't, it's not the same.
Yeah.
We all feel that same despair because literally you feel like your life has been hijacked from you. It's like you can see your life right in front of you, but you can't touch it. And it's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible feeling. And, there is all kinds of physical things that come in addition to the mental things that are happening. And some people...
this medication can cause other illnesses.
Yeah, some people are so lucky they can take a pill and they're fine. And I'm not like dissing it or dismissing it. I'm just stating the fact. No. Some people can get on a medication and they're good to go. Other people can take all kinds of medication and it just actually makes it worse. Most people don't even realize this, but you could take a pill for a panic attack. They could give you like a lorazepam or something, and then you're addicted to lorazepam. So that's awesome. Or you take a lorazepam, and one of the things that it says on lorazepam is that side effect can be to have a panic attack. So I've taken a pill to not have a panic attack, but the side effect is to have a panic attack. So
and it takes a while for that to happen. When I was put on antidepressants, it said for the first 2 weeks you may experience mild panic and things like that. So people stop it, and it's just, there's so many things to consider with medication. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a pharmacist or anything like that. But there are a lot of things, certain combinations can say,
exactly.
Because of all these combinations of pills, you're likely to end up, you've got a 50% more chance of developing this and this as you get older. This combination of pills, it's going to make your life a lot better, but it's going to cut it short by 10 years. And things like that. So there's a lot more to consider. But as a person who, like, family member has problems or something, you can't just sit back and say, well, I went off your head and all that. It's because of this, and this. So it's okay. No, it's not okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I understand why it happened, but
Yeah.
you know, it's not okay that it did happen.
Yeah.
And you have to
With
apologize, or you have to deal with this, or you have to deal with that.
100%. 100%. Like with me personally, when this happened to me, so and I say it, listen, I've had many conversations with people since I started this channel about it. That's what my wellness chat is all about, right? And I'm not trying to tank the program here, but just want to say for anyone who's listening, I say it not because I'm proud of it, but I'm not trying to hide it. And I think it needs to be said, because if it's the last thing that I do, I will not be another person that adds to someone else's blame or shame, because literally, and I know that you know what I'm talking about, we deal with blame and shame constantly. You think that you can tell someone, you think you can share it with them, you share it in confidence. It's not easy admitting that you have a mental diagnosis, a mental health issue, whatever word you want to, like, it doesn't sound great. You know, this crap that goes on in your head is literally like, I mean, if anyone could get in there, they'd want to, like, you know, like get out the Swiffer and like help you clean it. It's tragic, and it's through no fault of your own, right? And there is a lot of stigma that is attached to it, and you know, you have to put on your brave face every day you walk out the door, every time you pick up the phone to have a conversation with someone, every time you face yourself in the mirror, right? I mean, like for example, I have a lot of fears and phobias because of my anxiety panic disorder. And like, I have a fear of the shower. I'm afraid of the shower because I've had panic attacks in the shower. So when I go in the shower, I don't know what it's like to experience a hot shower that makes me feel like relaxed or whatever. Like literally, I am almost in a panic before I get in there, because I know that, like, I'm like watching the clock. Like, I have to get out. Do you know what I mean? So I say that because I'm trying to spread the word that to someone else, that if they feel that way too, it's okay. I'm not trying to like, you know what I mean? I'm not kind of like, ooh, look at me, I've got a mental health disorder.
You don't always have to try and make sense of it either. I mean, it's like, I can imagine several scenarios in which going in and being in a shower could be a scary thing. I'm terrified of baths. And you know why I'm terrified of baths? I've got an explanation now. I used to have a bath. I used to love sitting down and relaxing and enjoying a nice bath. But I had an accident. I fell out of the bath when I was getting out of one. I broke my toe. It was really scary. I've never been able to hop in a bathtub since.
Right.
I'm terrified of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, in my case, there's a pretty, but sometimes there's not always a reason and all that. I can imagine, like, somebody might feel like that the water coming down from above them and onto their head, it might feel, oh my God, it's just like, you know, if it's something like a falling on your head, you could get a European shower, I guess, and you could start by holding it, things like that. And so, you know, it doesn't always have to make sense, but that doesn't mean that, you know, that it makes, you know. So what if it doesn't? If it might be hard to wrap your head around? For me, it's not.
Well, no, and that's the whole point that I was making. That's where we were going with it, right? It's like, I don't say it to shove it down someone else's throat because I'm trying to make them understand. I'm literally just saying it because if there's someone out there that's going through it, or someone else that's going through it because they have a family member that they're trying to support, or a friend that they're trying to support with it, I'm just trying to share some information, some insight to help them understand that, you know, it is what it is. And the people that have it accept it for the most part, but it is not easy. And there are all kinds of complications that can come from it. Like, I have high blood pressure because of my anxiety.
Yeah.
Right. When the doctor tells you that, all of it, and I have white coat syndrome, which means I have fear of the doctor. So when I go in to get my blood pressure taken, they have to do it like 4 times and have to talk to me and crack jokes and distract me and keep taking it. And it's usually about the 4th or 5th one, after about 20 minutes, that they're going to get an actual reading on me, because when I first walk in there, I should be dead, because I'm like literally like panicked, right? Now, having said that, I've embraced my spirituality. I'm working on it. I am healing. I haven't had a panic attack, double touch wood, since 2014, because literally I said I will not do this again. I don't take any meds. I do all kinds of things to help myself. And it really wasn't until I was able to bury my mother and put that behind me, and process some of that and release. I had a whole forgiveness thing, and you know what I mean? Like, coming to this community has really saved me, because I finally felt a place of support and also of information that I could actually sort of understand and put in place, because I was ready. See how I brought that?
You can be ready.
See how I did that?
Yeah. And the thing is too, is like, it can take time to get to a point where you can accept things.
Yes.
And if you are dealing with somebody who has suffered some of these things, and you might put out these suggestions, well, why don't you try this and why don't you try that? And it might get frustrating for you because the people don't try this, or the person doesn't try this or doesn't try that, and you feel like they're not listening. It's really hard but doing this, okay, yeah, like I suggested, a European shower, so you can move it down so it doesn't fall on your head, or it doesn't.
Yes.
But there still can be a fear of the water sprinkling on your body.
Yes.
Just the action of it and things like that. So it's not always as simple, and it's like, and getting frustrated with people because they won't try your suggestions, or they might say, I've tried that and it just doesn't work.
Right. You know what? I have to tell you.
And it doesn't help you either.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But I'll tell you what. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Love you. Mr. Dzncats is going night. Night,
Mr. Dzncats.
So, literally just the other day, I had someone send me an email who said that they're a new subscriber, and they're really having a hard time. And, could I say anything that might help? Do I have any suggestions? And told me that I inspired them because I talk about it so freely.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, you know what? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. Is because if I can, I made them feel just a little bit of hope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's good. I like that.
Thanks, my darling. I'm going to have to wrap it up. I've got to have some lunch. I've got to do a little bit of cleaning, and I've got.
Of course, love. This has been fantastic. It was great to have you on.
So much fun. Thanks, and I will be back with you on the 11th.
On the 11th, everybody.
The morning of the 12th, mine. So,
yes. Please go check out Footprint Tarot if you have not. Chrissy is a fantastic reader, lovely lady, and she will be back on May the 11th to spend some time with us then. Thank you so much for popping on. This has been a treat. Mwah.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Get rid of me.
There we go. I literally had to kick her out. So not to go on about all of that stuff, but I don't even know how we got there, but there you have it. Sherry, I did see some of the stuff that you were writing in the chat. I had like not a similar situation, but I had a situation where I went to the doctor. The doctor gave the pills. I didn't want to take the pills. Then I went back to the doctor. The doctor gave me different pills. And then I said, okay, I said to my husband and my sister, okay, fine, I'll take the pills. I had an appointment with the psychiatrist. And I said, if the psychiatrist says that I'm supposed to take these pills, I will take the pills. So I went to the psychiatrist and I said, these are the pills that the doctor gave me. And the psychiatrist said, those were the wrong pills. These are the right pills. Gave me more pills. And he said, take them. And I said, okay. And I started taking the pills. And I literally felt like, similar to what Sherry was saying, right? I felt like I literally had cement shoes on. Like I couldn't pick up my legs. I couldn't like I couldn't enunciate anything. Everything was coming out of my mouth as if I had marbles in it. And my husband was like, "I like you better the other way. Thank you. Like we'll figure this out." And so that's why I don't take them. Um, so anyways, just to finish that off, I just wanted to say again, why I say it is not because I'm looking for sympathy, but I'm trying to take the sting out of it. It needs to be talked about, and it needs to be said in a way that is understanding and supportive to the people that have it, and also for the people that support the people that have mental health disorders, because that's also not an easy job to support someone that has that. So, and thank you, Bora Bora, for what you said. I appreciate that. Hi, Kathleen. How are you, love? Welcome. Yeah. See, and that's exactly what I was talking about before you showed up, Bora Bora, is that can happen. Absolutely. All right, so let me have my smoke and let us toss some more cards. What else do we want to read on? We've read on some pretty cool stuff. Did you? Congratulations. Proud of you, Bora Bora. That is to be celebrated, my friend. Good for you. That's awesome. While Sherry H said the same thing and Anna Banana said the same thing. I did see that in the chat. So proud of you all for if you felt that you did not need them and were able to function without them. Good for you. That's not an easy decision, right? Oh, Shelby, that I'm so sorry. We were just tossing cards on anything. Sherry, you got a question? Throw it up there, love. I'll give it a go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody has a question? We were reading on Sandra Bullock. We've read on The Age of Aquarius. We've read on Marjorie Taylor Greene, Sandra Bullock. What else do we read on? Mike Tyson, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. We've covered the gamut tonight, folks. Yeah, I can well imagine. Well, with Prozac, normally speaking, depending on the amount that you get, you need to reduce it by certain milligrams. So like let's just say, for example, that you took 20 milligrams like 3 times a day, so that's 60 milligrams in total. Then you would go down to like 10 milligrams 3 times a day, and then you would go down 5 milligrams 3 times a day, and then you would take the pill like once a day. And you have to sort of wean yourself off of those kind of things. Stopping them like that is really, really hard on your system. Good for you, Bora Bora. I need to do that too, friend. You know what's really funny, you guys? I don't drink water during the wintertime, but in the summertime, it's all I drink is water. So I can't wait. Yeah, you're supposed to be getting your MRI, right? Soon, Sherry? That's a good question, Shelby. Good for you, Anna Banana. Sure. All right, so we've got the Elon Musk question, and we've got Sherry's question. Good. Yeah, I can't imagine, Kathleen. That would have been awful. Don't tell me. I don't know that anybody knows this or anybody doesn't know this. Like, not that anybody cares, but I do understand the whole pill thing because I used to work in a group home for developmentally challenged individuals. That's what I went to school for. I did take a course in pharmacology, which is basically the study of meds. And I used to give out enough pills that literally had to be kept in a locked box. That's what I was in charge of in my house. I had to take a course so that I could give Valium rectally to one of the clients, and that was kept under under lock and key, basically in a vault. So I get it. So scary what when you go down that rabbit hole, what it can do to you. But then for some, it's absolutely a necessity, right? Well, yeah, you were literally going through withdrawal, Kathleen. I can't imagine. Ouch! I just literally banged my kneecap off of the desk. Ow. Okay. Oh, really, Shelby? Oh. Caffeine is, dentine is. No, I'm kidding, not dentine. Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, and not to go on about it, but to that point, Sherry, that you just made, that's literally the point, right? Like you become so desperate to feel better, whether it's a mental thing or a physical thing or a combination of both, because obviously, like you physically you're physically not feeling well, you're not working right. That can mess you up mentally as well. But you're trying so hard, and nothing seems like it's working, and you become almost destitute and desperate, where you're like throwing yourself at it, like please, like give me some relief. So wow, Shelby, jeepers creepers, my God, girlfriend, that's awful. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, that must have been scary for your daughter. Jeepers. Okay. All right. So first of all, Shelby Lisa, who's going to clean up Elon Musk space junk? He sent another bunch of satellites up today. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see what we get on this. I don't know. I'm not promising much on this one here, Shelby. I have to be honest. It's above my pay grade, but we'll give it a shot, love. All right. Who's going to clean up Elon Musk space junk? Whoops. Kathleen, what are you doing right now, love? You sitting in your PJs or what? Sorry, I'm like up there by the question. Oh, do I say it funny? Or I say sorry funny? I know that apparently we say about funny. Like when I say funny, like that, we say about, even though I don't hear that when I say it, but one of the things that Canadians do though is say sorry an awful lot. Like we definitely say sorry an awful lot. I say sorry a lot. It is called the sorry syndrome. Okay, so hi, Mama Bear. I don't know who's going to clean it up, Shelby, but I don't know that it's going to get cleaned up anytime soon. And the reason I say that is because, okay, so I got the 2 of Wands, so, you know, he's like focused on it and thinking like all, you know, he's got all these grand plans, right? I guess is the best way for me to describe that. I've got the Knight of Swords, so he's definitely pursuing his dream, whatever that may be. In the middle, which is kind of like where we're at right now, he's got the 7 of Cups here, so choices and decisions, but this is like hard choices and hard decisions. It's like, you know, like think of it like the shell game, right? Whatever choice he makes, though, he is successful at, which we have seen played out, right? That, you know, and then we've got the King of Wands. It's all about power for him and all about control for him. Like, I did this, I made this possible, I made this happen. And what's so weird about this is that on the bottom of the deck, I've got the 4 of Pentacles, which is kind of like the miserly card, right? Like holding things close to your chest. And then behind that, I've got the 5 of Pentacles, and behind that, I've got the Sun card. And I almost feel like if he thinks that what he's doing is making is like he's like making history, right? He's making a name for himself, if you know what I'm saying. Like he wants to keep it close to his chest because it serves a purpose to him, which is allowing him to maintain that level of control. I don't know that it's going to get cleaned up anytime soon, is unfortunately is what I'm getting. Yeah, I don't see it getting cleaned up anytime soon, but perhaps leave that one with me for a minute, because I'm literally thinking I should ask it a different way, and I might get a different answer, to be perfectly honest. All right, Sherry H wants to know how about a read for the month of May. What Spirit has in store for her. Yeah, I agree, Kylo. That's tragic, Kathleen. Is it like a do you have like short-term memory loss or long-term memory loss, or just memory loss in Do you know what's really funny about that, Kylo, is there's a couple of people that I say hi to often. Their names come up in my phone, which is really funny. Like, for whatever reason, Michelle Maybell. And when I say for whatever reason, it's just odd that Michelle Maybell, the way that it's typed as all one word, always comes up in my phone. So I love that. All right. Sherry H. What does Sherry H need to know for the month of May? What is happening for Sherry H in the month of May? Please tell me what is going on for Sherry H in the month of May. What does she need to know in the month of May? Sherry H in the month of May. What does she need to know? Beautiful. Well, you got the Sun card, Sherry. That's always a good card to get, my love. So, I'm going to pull a couple more, some Oracle cards here. Talk amongst yourselves. That's neat, Shelby. You know what? Honestly, I get too confused when I do that. I often just sit here at my computer and watch. Aw, Kathleen, that's so sad. I got some good cards for you here, Sherry. Thank you, Teresa. Alrighty, so interesting. I think I got something similar for you before, Sherry, and you told me I was cray-cray. But I got the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is, it might be romance. It might be, meeting someone new, possibly. Knight of Cups is also about creativity. It's about wearing your heart on your sleeve, which I definitely think that you are that type of person. You're a very loving, feeling person. Although I don't think that this Knight of Cups is you, but there you go. Okay, Anna, absolutely. Then I've got the Two of Swords, Sherry. So that's having to make a decision. There's a decision that you need to make about something. You have a decision to make about something. And then I've got the Six of Wands. Okay. And next to that, so that's success, it's victory, that's being seen. I've got the Page of Cups. That is literally like your feet off the ground in that dreamlike state, sort of, how do I want to explain that? Sort of like almost like you're floating around. You know what I mean? Like you're that like up. You know what I mean? And then we've got the Page of Swords next to it, which is, that's inspiration and creativity. So I don't know. Are you working on like doing something? Are you like working on, I don't know, like something creative? Are you trying are you writing something? Are you painting something? Are you doing something like that? Because like it's all over here. And I don't know if you are or not, but that's I'm getting a lot of that. And then I've got the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is about choices, right? It's about that shell game that I said. So you've got the Two of Swords in early on the spread, and then you've got the Seven of Cups. So you're making choices, you're making decisions about something, and only you know what that is. And then I've got the Sun card, right? So the Sun card is the yes card. So everything works out, whatever the choice is, whatever the decision is, it's going to work out in a positive way for you. And then I've got beautiful cards to fulfillment, right? Which of course with the Sun card, right? It's joy, you are fulfilled. And then I've got Deer, which is trust. And trust says, approach the situation with a light heart. Okay. I'm not trying to be like pausing for effect, but I think that I sort of feel like this decision is a little bit is something that is so it may have to do with like your MRI that's coming up, and it may or maybe the car thing, right? Because those are two things that you've been trying to manifest and sort out and work through for a while. But we've got the Sun card, and the Sun card is everything's going to be okay. It's positive. So I don't want you to lose hope or lose faith. Remember to trust, right? Approach the situation with a light heart, meaning everything's going to work out. If you are positive, it will have a positive outcome, right? Kind of idea, and you will be fulfilled. All right, there you go. Thank you for letting me know that. So because I'm looking at this going like, this seems like a little weird, but yeah, that's what I got, love. I hope that helps a little bit. Anyone heard of walk-ins? Do you mean like walk-in clinics? Absolutely. That's interesting. Kathleen has had an MDE. She might be able to speak on that. Oh, okay, Sherry. Thank you for letting me know. Appreciate that. I thought you meant like doctors' walk-in clinics. I was like, yeah, sure, we have those. Oh, I'm so new. All right, Anna. Wait, did I read on everything? Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm gonna unstar that and unstar that, and go back here. Anna wants, what does Anna want? What was that I seen here? Oh, bugging you for a birthday read. I'm so new, am I not, Kylo? It's like Sure, we got walk-in clinics. Anna Banana wants a birthday read. You want kippers? Let's do kippers for Anna Banana. Should we do kippers for Anna? Why not? Let's do it. You know me. You know I love my kippers. I love my kippers. Kippers, 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 kippers. It's such a weird name. I think. Like an odd name to call a deck of cards kippers. All right, talk amongst yourselves. I'm kidding. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, sorry, Teresa. This is the kipper deck here. This is a like a reimagined, like a more current, up-to-date version based on an old German system. I believe that was called the kippers. So it's just a different type of card, that's all. So it's like sort of like tarot, but different. Same way as you have like Lenormand, right? Cards. What can you tell us about Anna Banana's birthday? What's happening for Anna Banana's birthday? Woohoo! Tell us about Anna Banana's birthday. Yeah, there's not very many kipper decks out there, to be honest. So. Oh, hi, Mark. Okay, so Anna, this is what I got for you, love. Top corner, I've got community, right? Below the community, I've got toil and labor. And below that, I've got mature man. In the current column, I've got family room, I've got you, and I've got change. In the future column, I've got the lover's card, the thief, and imprisonment. And on the bottom of the deck, not that a lot of people read kippers, but anyone who watches me knows that I do. I've got mature woman. So, I don't know who the mature man is. I'm not sure who the mature man is, because if I go backwards on my deck, like from the bottom, right, I've got mature woman, I've got message of concern, And then I've got the main male. So it's not who you're thinking it is. Just so you know. So I don't know who the mature man is or who that represents. But anywho, I feel like I want to say that you're feeling a bit stuck, a bit like the walls are kind of closing in on you. Sort of feeling a need to sort of break out, if you will. You're moving away from what you have been going through for the last couple of years. And I think that that's what that imprisonment is sort of standing for, right? It's been a long, tough sort of road. And I think that you are literally, chipping away at it step by step by step by step. You've got the Lover's card at the top in the future. And then right below that and next to you, you've got the Thief. And normally I would say that that means that you're going to meet someone and it's not going to go so well. But I don't think that this is that. I think that this is referring to, the situation that you're currently in. I think you're still mentally processing that. I think you're still mentally processing that based on the cards that I hear. That's your mom. And then there's a message of concern. And then you have the main male, which is, well, you know who that is, your ex-husband, right? You've got gift. You've got official person, sudden wealth, and the wealthy man. And then courtship. So I sort of feel like the situation that you've been going through for the last little while is coming to an end. Yeah, I think it's coming to an end. Right underneath you, currently you have change under here. So you are moving away from all of that, but it's still going to take some time. So I'm going to pull some more stuff here, but just be very kind to yourself and patient as you have been. I mean, I don't need to tell you this. Oh, there you go. Trust in the process, right? You have the community and family room and lovers. And I would just say to you, like, not that you need me to tell you this, but just be really careful about who you tell what to, who you confide in. So I sort of feel like the community is your family. And there's some, not everything is as it seems, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting, right? Like y'all love each other, but there's some messing about going around there, I think. Might be some secrets, some, struggles, battle, like power struggles, whatever. So just be careful of that. Yep. And then we got sea turtle, which is conservation. And that literally is make conscious choices. That's what I got for you, love. Well, the thief doesn't have to necessarily mean the thief, as you know, right? It can be something that is being taken from you. It can be something that it wasn't yours to begin with. It can be someone that is trying to, sort of control you in terms of, I'll tell you when, I'll tell you how, I'll tell you how much kind of idea. Right? It's like manipulation, it's deception, right? Yeah. Sorry that wasn't more positive, my love, but there you have it. That was a lot of reading that we did. And there's 13 of us here hanging out. 12:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on, I guess it's Saturday. So happy Saturday, everybody. Woohoo! It's a whole new show. It's Saturday. All right, what else can we read on? Anybody else got any questions? Got anything you want me to ask? Got anything you want me to do? Or should I just sit here? How about I just sit here for a minute and have a smoke? Can I just tell you guys that my butt is hurting me from sitting here? I've been literally sitting in this chair like since about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Well, I don't like delivering a less than positive message, but there really wasn't a whole lot that I could do to be positive about that. But I want you to trust in the process because you are making headway. You are moving forward, right? You are moving forward. And so don't lose focus on that. It may not be as quickly as you want it to be, but don't lose sight of the fact that you are moving forward, and always, 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 always celebrate any step forward. Any step forward is a step forward, and that is to be celebrated. So don't minimize that. Or we can say happy Catter Day. Girlfriend, honestly, if I said that, I would probably start saying it normally. Exactly, Anna. I can always toss cards for you on the side, right? All right. Oh my God. Oh, stop. Oh, I'm hot. Woohoo! That reading made me hot. No, I'm just hot in general. I am hot in general. I mean, look at me. What time do we have here, friends? Or temperature, I was going to say, not time. Temperature. Okay, so it is currently 3 degrees Celsius, and it feels like 2. Wow. The humidity has started already. Awesome. Those moths. Okay. So is that them there? Hold on a second. I'm going to. Okay, so they are called L as in Larry, D as in Donald, D as in Donald, moths. MOTHS. Okay, so just going to read this to you. This is right out of my phone, right? So last year was described as the worst moth infestation in Ontario's history. which has many people wondering what type of season they can expect this year. According to the Regional Conservation Authority, certain areas were hit really hard. For example, some trees were completely defoliated, and it looked like winter in June last year. 14 separate sections of the big city of Toronto were actually were affected by this moth infestation, and had trees that ended up dying because the moths ate everything off of them. Just tragic. So in total, across Ontario, 1.8 million hectares defoliated last year by these bugs. So they start as an egg mass, waiting for the right temperature to hatch. And then the city says, how does this go here? Oh, so gross. But anyways, yeah. So we're expecting that to happen again. They are classifying it as a severe outbreak risk of caterpillars or moths, whatever you want to call them. Sure, hun, no problem. Is that because you don't want to hear me talk about the moths anymore? I'm kidding, of course. I am kidding, of course. All right. All right, Miss Kathleen. Miss Kathleen. Right now, there's no pictures, Kylo. They just show like what the egg sacs look like on the branches. No one wants to see that. It literally looks like there's foam on a tree branch. The problem is like I said, right now they're all sitting waiting to hatch. So as soon as the warm weather hits, they hatch, and when they hatch, that's when we're in trouble, because like literally people last year were putting duct tape around tree trunks to stop them from crawling up and down the tree bark, and also but the problem was that the squirrels were getting stuck and the chipmunks were getting stuck in the trees, right? And I mean, any tree that you walk by that has a cocoon in it filled with caterpillars ready to hatch or moths, whatever, they are literally everywhere, like an exorbitant amount of those, right? So like everywhere you look. And then when they do hatch and they break out of those cocoons, they literally can fly through the air because of the fact that they're like the size of your baby fingernail, right? And so when they fly through the air, they land on everything, and all they do is eat all the leaves and the barks off the tree. The other thing to it is that they have those little hairs on them, and those hairs, if they land on you, will sting you, and you almost get like a blister, like a burn mark blister. As I said in the beginning, I had that happen to me. I had like 6 right across my neck last year. There was a little boy here in my town that was just, I mean, my God, it was devastating. The pictures that were put out when it was brought to everyone's attention. All right, Kathleen J. Lightworker, my friend, what does she need to know for the month ahead? What is happening in the month of May for Kathleen? What does she need to know in the month of May? Whoops. Ooh, lovely cards. What is a love bug, Sherry? Is that a ladybug? I don't know what a love bug is. You got awesome cards, Kathleen. So you start out with the Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving. You move on to the Nine of Cups, which is, of course, your wish fulfillment, all of your dreams coming true, manifesting your desires, your dreams, your plans, which is lovely. You have the Empress, so all sorts of new, bright opportunities and possibilities, right? We have the Strength card, which is definitely talking about you and all of what you have to offer in terms of your person to people. Oh, lovely. Sherry, that's disgusting. And then we've got the Four of Swords. So you might want to just, take some time to look after yourself on a more consistent and regular basis, right? Like do a lot of like self-love. Lots of bubble baths are in your future for the month of May, my friend. So I sort of feel like if you've been working on something, Kathleen, it's going to take off in a really great way. I sort of feel like, but be careful not to overdo it. Is kind of what I'm getting from this. I got the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck, so that's why I said if you might be working on something. I have a feeling that you're, whatever you're creating, it's going to be well received. I got the Peacock, which is self-love. Time to celebrate you and all your magnificent light. That's what I got. Time to celebrate you, my friend, and all of your magnificent light. Awesome. I just totally heard something crash out in the living room. I'll be right back. Sorry. My husband's asleep and the cats are doing God knows what to my house. I do apologize. I will be right back. Sorry, friends. I apologize for leaving you alone. My kitty cats, honestly. All right, so that was what I got for you, Kathleen. I hope that you liked that, love. I hope it resonated with you. Sounds very lovely and very positive. You know, it's funny, Kylo, we don't normally, we have praying mantises here, obviously, but last year we seen a couple, and it was like they came out and like intentionally just to do what you're suggesting. Yeah, we have those no-see-ums here too. I don't know about love bugs. I've never heard of those before. It's 1:11. Thank you, Mommy. I love you and I miss you. We're definitely, it seems, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like every year there's like something, you know, it's like it's a bad year for ants, or it's a bad year for this, or it's a bad year for that. I've never even seen those things my entire life. I've never seen those things, those moths. And they were literally everywhere last year. And because we just moved here 3 years ago, sorry, my doorbell's going off. Because we just moved here 3 years ago, we just put in like all new trees and plants and stuff like that, and they killed 2 of my trees, so I wasn't pleased. But you know, if that's the worst thing that happens, I'll be all right. All right, what else have you got for me? Anybody else got another question? Got anything you want me to read on? Aw. That's cute, Shelby. A couple of years ago, like when we first moved here, I've said this many times, this is like cottage country, so I don't live in the country. It's not like a farm or anything, and I'm not rural, but I have, like, you know, trees and wilderness. I don't live in a city, right? And a couple of years ago, we had come home. I don't know, we went for a drive or something like that, and we came home and went to put we had a screen door, so I opened up the screen door and went to put the key in the you know, the solid door to come inside the house, and there was a frog literally on the side of the house, right where the handle of the door was, and scared the bejeebers out of both myself and my husband, because totally wasn't expecting a frog to be hanging on the side of the house. And we acted like we were 4-year-olds. Woke up the whole damn neighborhood because we were like, right. Anyway. No, he's snoring his face off. So, can you ask if Apollo 11 ever landed on the moon? Sure, I can ask it. You're welcome, Kathleen. Of course, my friend. Anytime. Do we think that Apollo 11 didn't land on the moon? Obviously, from the question. Let me ask if Apollo 11 that's a sin. Bet you it's not much fun to have that happen, Shelby. Quite dangerous, actually. Apollo 11. Ever land on the moon. Apollo 11. Ever land on the moon. Interesting. Kylo. We have the Death and Rebirth card. Followed by the Magician card. Followed by the Justice card. So I literally got 3 major arcana for that question. So, the Death and the Rebirth card. So, it's, I mean, I don't know. It's not a new start. It's the end. The Justice is about truth. The Magician can be a bit slippery. Yeah. And I got the Hermit on the bottom of the deck. Wow. That's surprising to me. I would say that let's not say no. Let's say that perhaps we weren't told everything that we should have been told about that trip. But that I think that is a no. Wow. You and me both. I'm going to sit here going, shit. All right, let's just see. Whoops. Now, I just think this is interesting because I literally got Dolphin Atlantis. It kind of came flying out, but that doesn't really apply, so. Oh my god. What is it about cats at, like, after hours that they absolutely go, like, crazy? It's like they got fed gasoline or something and literally got their tails lit on fire. I don't know, Anna. I have no idea. you guys, I don't know. So I got the death cards, the death and rebirth, right? Ending of something, beginning of something else. This is a new beginning I just pulled. So I don't know. I got change and potential. So is it possible what I said, that we just like it, what, like that the mission wasn't completed as intended? That's what it sort of feels like. I don't feel like we were lied to intentionally, but I feel like we weren't told necessarily the truth. Let's put it that way. Oh boy. For entertainment purposes only, YouTube, please don't take my channel down. Shelby says, screen porches front and back. Even my garage has a screen, vital for living in this area. Don't go out when the bugs are chomping out. No, the bugs are pretty bad here too. When it gets hot here, we have such bad humidity that, like, honestly, so we will have, like, again, we're in Celsius, right? Most of you guys are in Fahrenheit. So let's say that it's 25 degrees Celsius. So that's like 25 and 25 is 50 plus 30. So it's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And we have a humidex factor. So it feels like it's 32 here. So it's super gross. It literally is like you walk around feeling like a wet noodle. It's just gross. Right? Yeah. No problem, Kylo. Listen, I love stuff like that. I'm all about a good ponder, right? Absolutely. Ew, praying mantises all over. They are. I love a good rabbit hole. There are certain things that make me sort of go, I need to know what's going on. I'm kind of like a dog with a bone, like it, you know, about certain things I want to know. And then other things I like, nope, sorry, I don't. The less I know, the better off I feel, kind of idea. I am wondering. So so I'm assuming that most of you in the chat here are from United States, right? I'm the only Canadian in the house, like not in my house, but in this space. So I have a question for y'all, and I'm asking this in all seriousness, and I hope that this doesn't, be kind to everyone in the chat. I don't want anyone getting in a fight in the chat, but I would be interested if you all could share with me. And the reason why I'm asking this is because I happened to see a clip today of and I don't remember the man's name, and I apologize, but it's the person that's in charge of, I guess, looking after the border for the government, and Matt Gaetz was questioning him. And then I seen another clip. So that clip was like Matt Gaetz humiliates himself, right? Then the next clip that I saw was of Jamie Raskin, going full tilt all over Marjorie Taylor Greene about the comments that she had made, because I guess she got up to address the aid that has been requested from Congress for Ukraine, and she didn't mention Ukraine once in her remarks. She talked about the border. And then there was another clip that I saw, and I didn't even click on it. So there was 3 clips in a row that were sitting on my screen where we're having a moment where we're talking about XYZ 1, 2, 3, but yet they're all talking about the border. Hi, Melinda. How's it going, love? So, and I like it. Like I don't fully understand what is happening down there. I mean, I don't live there, and I don't want to say like I'm from Missouri, meaning I don't believe it until I see it. But like, is it as bad as what is being told? Is it out of control? Is it like horrible conditions? Like, what is the issue? Instead of helping these people, like, what is the issue? Is it because of the pandemic that they've been held there longer? I know that they have reported that there's 2 or 3 or 4 times the amount of people that normally would cross coming in, and because of the pandemic, obviously they've had to be held, right? But I don't know, it just seems very strange to me that it's like there's 8 things happening, but only 2 things are being talked about. And I don't mean that like that's abnormal, because that's the way it's been, but it's like it's like a broken record. Like, this is the only thing that they keep talking about. And obviously there are people being affected by it, but I don't understand it, because I'm a Canadian, and I don't really fully understand the concept of what's happening down there. So I just wondered if anybody knew, if they could sort of share it with me. So I have no idea, but it just seems like that's all that they're talking about. Is it really out of control? I guess just like what Kylo was asking about the Apollo 11, I'm a little bit skeptical about the things that I'm seeing, because I don't know if they're true or not. Gotcha. Okay, Sherry. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, it's just I don't know. There's just something. You know how when you hear something and it just doesn't sit well with you, and that's I don't know what it was. I just sort of looked at it and went, Sort of gave me a moment of pause. So I just thought I'd ask. Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, right? I mean, it would make sense to me that the people that live there, like in Texas, would be the ones that would know. I mean, exactly, Kylo. I mean, I don't know. I don't, I think to myself sometimes, I don't know that I wouldn't want any other jobs for all the money in the world. I really wouldn't. And then I think to myself, no, I would totally want their jobs, probably for free, because I mean, they have an environment in which they can really make a massive difference to so many people's lives, and yet they're all caught up in nonsense and talking points. I mean, I'm not a dingbat. I realize that just because you want something, it doesn't necessarily materialize, but there are ways that they could work together to improve, conditions and for the betterment of society as a whole. And yet they're just talking about four things constantly. It's just, I don't understand it. I really don't. And I don't live there. So, Sherry says, mini history lesson. Most immigrants come over border for migrant work, working farms, orchards, etc. They come, they work, then they go back. The rate has ginned up the fear factor of the other, right? This country gives governors too much power. We cannot be the United States of America when governors can act as dictators. I'm a little bit surprised by the amount of power that the governors have. Like, as a Canadian, I'm kind of surprised by that. It's a little bit weird to me. Anna says, but we don't hear much from the citizens. The local government is constantly exaggerating the situation to the point where the people can't be heard. Yeah. I sort of feel like that's a valid point for sure. Kylo says, I saw a video a few years back about a border agent talking about the reality of the situation. There are a lot of kids that are kidnapped to get the adults across the border. Good grief. Sherry says, used to be illegal to hire undocumented workers, and the person company who hired them would be severely fined for doing so. Reagan changed that law so that employers were no longer punished. There are different people, ones who have completely gone off the rails and more actual conservatives to whom it's nuts. And what's scary is people who don't think it matters because they are all bad. Sure, Kylo. Oh, and so they don't vote. They stopped allowing the seasonal worker visa. That is why we have so many illegals now. They fear to go home. Barbarossa lived in a house with a dirt driveway and no sidewalk. Whenever someone used the driveway, a swarm of praying mantises would fly from one side of the lawn to the other. Oh my goodness. Huh. So to Shelby Lisa's point about the governor. So here in Canada, the way that it works is, so we have provinces. Our provinces are your state equivalent, right? We have premiers, which would be the equivalent of your governors of said provinces. However, even though they are the premier of this province, they are always accountable to the prime minister, which it would be your president. So, yes, they can make laws. Yes, they can change laws. Yes, they can do things. But if it is not, well thought of, if it is not well received, if there is some sort of question, our prime minister could be having a chat with them, is basically what I'm saying. And it seems to me, and I don't know if I'm right or not, but there doesn't seem to be a whole lot that the president can do. And I think that's very dangerous, if I understand that to be correctly, right? Well, see, because we have a 3-party system here, Shelby, it's not so much that he can veto it, but he could basically like call them on it, and then they have to come to Congress, and then in which is the House of Commons, and when they go to the House of Commons, because we have a 3-party system, one party is the majority and the other 2 parties make up the minority. And so no matter who you are, no matter what party you're in, you're always held to account because there is that third impartial party. And yes, there is, the crossing of the aisle, trying to get the other party to side with that party so that they're stronger. But usually, most often or more often than not, that third party is what keeps the House of Commons on the up and up and not able to pull fast ones, shall we call it. And so they are held accountable. So it's not really a veto, but it's sort of like you're called into the boss's office and start talking. It's kind of like that kind of an idea. Yeah. And we live in some strange times, don't we, friends? I mean, I don't know the general age of us here in the chat, but I never thought in my lifetime that I would ever see like where we are. I don't really know how else to say it. I thought that was behind us. Happily thought that it was behind us. And it seems to me like the more that we move forward, the more we seem to move backwards or something. I don't know. It's like it's very I don't even know what the word is. It's upsetting, obviously, but it's very scary. I think about like my nieces and what will their children be left to deal with? Will they have no choices, no options? Because that's literally what's happening around the globe, is that people's choices and decisions are being limited, right? No matter where you live, no matter what you do. And that's just really sad. I mean, it's a lot of things, but it's also just sad, right? And I guess really what my point is I never thought in my lifetime that I would see how far we've come in the evolution that we've been on this like upward trajectory for so long, right? A steep climb we've been on, right? With progress and technology. And I mean, we have come so far. It almost feels like we got, like on the roller coaster when you almost get to the top, and you're literally sitting like that. That's kind of how I feel. I feel like I'm sitting in that exact position, and it's like, okay, are we going to get over the hump, or are we going to just go and go backwards? I agree with that, Sherry. Absolutely. That's a really interesting point that you make, Kathleen. I can't remember. Somebody sent this to me. It was just something that they stumbled upon, and it was the cost of inflation like in 1950 and 1960 and 1970 and so forth. And so it's like, let's say, for example, the average wage was $1,000 a month, and the average house price was $5,000, and the average car price was $2,500, and the average cost of a loaf of bread was 25 cents. Like, it was that. And things were always out of whack, at least based on this information, right? Things were always out of whack. Like, housing prices were always very, very high in terms of what people made, right? But there was a point in time in like 1985 to 1989 where things went absolutely cockeyed, and now it's like hundreds of percents higher, the inflation rate, than what it should be. Hi, buddy. What you doing? Did you decide to stop running around? It was awfully nice of you. Like here in Canada, like where I live, for example, right? So our minimum wage is $15 an hour. And when I say $15 an hour, I was like, oh my God, that's so much money. The average house price where I live is $450,000. Actually, I should look it up because it's probably higher. Please hold while I look that up. I want to be giving accurate information for entertainment purposes only, YouTube, of course. Okay, so I was wrong. So the average house price in the town that I live in is $690,487. The average house price in 2020, and this is like over the province where I live, was $594,000. In Alberta, which is out west, right, was $353,000. In Quebec, which is right next to Ontario, $340,000. And in Manitoba, it was $295,000. So I don't know about you, but you make $15 an hour. That's like 30 some odd $1,000 a year. Okay. There ain't no way on $30,000 a year that you are qualifying for a $600,000 mortgage. Not in Canada. They have implemented what they call a stress test here. So if you are a first-time homebuyer, if you have had bad credit, if you have less than a certain amount of money for the down payment, you have to go through a stress test. So if you have less than 5% down payment of a house, so $600,000 house, if you have less than 5% of that $600,000 as your down payment, you need to qualify for a stress test. And the stress test has you paying 5 times the amount of interest on that chance that the interest rate goes up that much while you are in possession of said mortgage, to stop people from being able to buy homes that they can't afford because the interest rates were stupid low here. And I don't know if they are low in the States as well, but it is absolutely nuts here, like absolutely bonkers. And so, like my house where I live right now, we moved here in September of 2000, well, August 28th of 2019. Last year, my husband was going to be transferred to another province. And so we had the real estate agent come over. Now, yes, this was a fixer-upper. And yes, it is completely different than it was before, but we did all the work ourselves, and we're not, I'm not like Mike Holmes, you know what I mean? And our house was evaluated at double the price that we paid for it in 1.5 years. So, I think it's crazy, like it is. I don't know how people are doing it. I really don't. And then you add in all of the other stressors that we have going on, and it becomes so easy to understand how people have allowed themselves to believe in these crazy conspiracy theories, good, bad, or otherwise, if you know what I'm saying, right? To want to latch on, like the need to latch on to hope, the need to latch on to something that sounds good to them, right? It's almost like you put someone in a vulnerable spot or a vulnerable position, and you sort of bait them, you know what I mean? Or taunt them with something that sounds almost too good to be true. And some people fall for it because they're almost on the verge of being desperate, and just makes my stomach turn, as I know that it makes many people's stomachs turn. And I have absolutely no idea, like my that's above my pay scale. I'm not that I'm not that intelligent to be able to figure out how to fix that problem, but I definitely can tell you all this. When I come here and I sit behind the screen, or when I'm in the chat, since the day I started coming to this chat, to this community, different readers, different rooms, you all in the chat are really like the only ray of sunshine that I feel like I've had, where someone's getting a reading and they're hearing from their parent or that they just lost. Someone's in the chat saying that, someone that they know or someone that they love is sick, and everyone's sending prayers. Or someone is like Lisa tonight with Sonia, like they're singing and we're just laughing and having fun, and it's joyful. And you know, I don't want to sound like an idiot when I say this. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Like, there's a whole lot of like positive, but it is so important. If we don't keep the vibe positive, if we don't try to keep the environment positive, we don't try to keep the atmosphere positive. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I can't take much more negativity. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot. Oh, good night, Shelby. Thank you for being here, my friend. It was really nice to have you hang out with us, love. Sweet dreams, my friend. Oh, okay. Bye, Melinda. Have a great sleep. Sweet dreams, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us for a bit. So basically, where I was trying to go with that was just basically saying that, you know, like, there's so many wonderful people in this community trying to do their part to you know, help in any way that they can. There's so many wonderful people within our, not just within this community, but like in our own communities that are trying to do their part by helping, you know, whether they're mowing someone's lawn or going to get someone's groceries or offering them a ride or maybe walking their dog or whatever the case may be. I mean, for me, it's not really even about positivity. For me, it's about hope, right? Like, don't give up hope. And so if I really sit there and I think about it, right in my own community where I live, I can see that happening on a regular basis, and that makes me smile. That makes my heart smile. That gives me hope that, you know, all is not lost. People are still good. People still care. I don't even know where I was going with that, but I just felt like I wanted to say it. So I guess I'm trying to encourage us all not to give up hope, because it you know, things can always look better, things can always be improved, things can always move in a forward motion. You know what I mean? It just seems very like heavy right now. And as we all know, with different things that have happened to us in the courses of our individual lives, this is the moment when you are feeling, you know, pulled down and pulled in so many different directions, and it feels hopeless and helpless and all of those things. This is the moment when you are being tested. Your core strength is being tested. Your person, your heart, your you know, your resilience, right, to all negativity is being tested. Which is one of the reasons why this community is so fantastic, because you can go somewhere and ask someone a question and have someone maybe pull a card for you that might say something that might help, or maybe someone in the chat says hello to you and lets you know that you're not alone. You got friends, you got people that care about you, things like that, right? Oh, I don't know if I mentioned or not. If you guys were here for Thanks Spirit, it's Friday earlier today. There's a group meditation going on tomorrow, or today, Saturday, from 2 p.m. Eastern Time till 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Illumination Portal. And there's many people going to be taking part. There'll be poems read. There's going to be songs sang. The link will be put in the chat, and people will be invited out of the up from the chat to go onto the screen if they wanted to share what you do to raise the vibration for yourself as well as others, what you do to increase your positivity on a daily basis, in order to help everyone lift the vibration and stay positive. And I think I seen Melinda writing something about that in the chat. So if you're familiar with Illumination Portal, you know, maybe check that out. So 2 p.m. Eastern Time to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday, meaning today, You can go there, and all kinds of great people are coming and will be participating on the screen. Like Allie is going to be there, and I know that Andrea Galvin, and Kathleen's going, and Sherry just said she's going. Um, um, uh, Obviously, Valerie will be there. It's her channel. Who else is going? Oil Painter. Cardamancy Mesquite's going to be there. I'm going to be there. I can't remember all the people, but lots of people will be showing up and participating. So it'll be, it's one of those things where you can show up for half an hour and you may just learn something, or just feel really good about yourself or life in general. It's Illumination Portal. Maybe I don't know, maybe someone could stick the link in there for me for it. That would be awesome. Don't apologize for getting a drink. I don't know what the link is, but this is the name of the channel. That's the name of her channel. Oh, okay, there you go. No, it's on well, if it's changed, then we're in trouble, because there could be a whole lot of confused people. I'm pretty sure it's on Valerie's channel. Let's see, I've got so many flipping emails from this. Well, as far as I know, it's on Illumination Portal, Valerie's channel. No worries, my friend. Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Sherry. Appreciate it. But yeah, so if anyone's looking for something to do, or thinks that might sound interesting, or perhaps you would like to participate, it sounds like, like it's going to be a good time. It's going to be helpful. Some tips and things might be shared. So sounds good. Awesome. Thanks, Anna. So do check that out, my friends. Oh my God, you guys. Sorry. My husband brought me home dinner. So sweet. Again. So I had a hot hamburger sandwich with homemade fries. They don't serve any vegetables, right? So I made vegetables at home to add to my plate, because I felt bad that I wasn't eating vegetables. I had green beans and carrots with my dinner. It was so good. And I'm so full. And literally, I was sitting here, you guys, like before I came on, and I was like doing one of these. I was like, okay, you need to get to work, do something. And I was like, I didn't even really think about it. I'm just like, I'm going to go on. And so here I am. I'll tell you what I was doing. I was going through Amazon, looking at some cards to buy. And I always do this. I drop a bunch in the cart, and then I go to the cart and I look at the total, and I'm like, oh my God, Kelly, you can't. And then I start deleting, right? I'm still at $200. So I'm still deleting. And I'm like, I can't keep looking at it because it's upsetting me. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm a Aquarius moon. I'm a Leo sun and a Leo rising and an Aquarius moon. But that's interesting that you say that, Kylo, about the overthinking and stuff, because I did actually learn something recently, which I thought was really, really interesting. So, I'm trying to think of the way that this was explained to me. So, Leo's hearts are behind the chest of another sign. This is the way it was explained to me. And so we're literally always going, hello, hello, can you hear me? And so having to shout, it's like we were in the back of the room with no microphone and we're literally having to shout, which is why people perceive us as trying to be like, hello, look at me, I'm the star of the show, when really we're just trying to be heard. And I thought that was a really interesting way of explaining it. And I was like, that explains so much about me. Yeah, I just actually had my chart done, but I haven't had the results of it yet. So, well, I sort of did, but I didn't really. There are so many interesting things y'all can learn in your natal chart. Like, it'll blow your mind. Like, for example, if you were, say you had abandonment issues, they can show you in your chart that that was going to happen. Well, that's interesting, Sherry. I actually did that. I have an Amazon wish list, and it was on the channel, and someone brought it to my attention and I can't figure it out. So it's above my pay grade at this moment. So you all are in America. You all are in American. Hello, Kelly's been on live too long. And I'm Canadian, so you can't go into my stuff and buy it. Like, I can't go on Amazon.com. I have to go on Amazon.ca. It won't let me buy anything. So there's got to be a way to work it out, because I can't be the only person that anyone's ever gifted anything to. I just don't know how to do it. Yeah, I had someone email me the other day and say to me, I have tried 6 or 7 times to buy you something and I can't. Do you have a PayPal account? And I'm like, yes, I do. And they're like, I'll just send you money and you can buy your own damn cars. I'm like, okay, thank you. Which I just thought was kind of funny. So. It is crazy. I'm like, there's got to be a way to work it out. I don't have the head for it. There are times when I'm like a dog with a bone and I have a head for something, and then there's other times when I don't. So. Yeah, Kylo, I have no idea. Like I said, I had my chart done and I'm waiting for them to basically read it and tell me what it is. No. No. No, I am all about the Leo, apparently. I'm also a master number 22. That is my life path number, which is interesting to me. And my birthday is an 11, so I'm a master number there, which I just think that's interesting. I don't know. I'm just learning so many new things. It's a lot to take in, but it's all very interesting. And it's all cool. And I tell you, astrology, like I'm fascinated by it, but I can only take so much in small doses because I find it really overwhelming. Yeah, no, I didn't. I went to a reputable reader, but it's not somebody that's it is someone in this community, but it's not that anyone knows in this community that that person does that, if that makes sense. Well, people know, but it's not like they have a channel and it's out there for everyone to know. Do you know what I mean? So, if that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, stop, Sherry. You are not. You are far from it. Yeah. So there's two different ways to okay. There's only one right way to add your birthday to get your life path number, but a lot of people do it incorrectly, and then a lot of people get sort of almost in an argument about the another way to do it. So the way that you do it is you add up your year, okay, and then you reduce it to a single digit. And then you take the month of your birthday and you reduce that to a single digit, and you take your birth date and you reduce that to a single digit. And then you add the month and the date plus the date of the year, or the number of the year, sorry. Now, if you happen to have a master number of 11 or 22, or depending on who you talk to, a 33, you do not reduce those. So you don't reduce those in any way, shape, or form. So let's say that your birthday, right, is 1965. So 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 6 is 16, plus 5 is 21. You reduce 21 down to a single digit and you have a 3. Right? And then you stick the month and the date in, and you do the same for the month and the date. So if your birthday was in June, it's a 6. Obviously, you're not reducing a 6 because it's a single digit. And if your birth date was, let's say, the 21st, you would reduce that down to 3 because 2 plus 1 equals 3. So then it would be 6 plus 3 plus 3. Right? So now you have 12. And then you reduce that down to a single digit, and you end up with a life path number of 3. And that is how it goes. But there's also many other things that you can do with numerology when it comes to your name. There are 4 different things or 5 different things, whatever, like your destiny, your soul contract, or not your soul contract, your soul, I don't know, a whole bunch of other things. I can't remember the names of them all. And it's based on the Pythagorean theorem, and there's letters, or the letters have numbers that are associated with them, and you can add up the vowels and then the consonants, and there's all kinds of things. And it's fascinating how accurate it actually is, right? It's really fascinating. I mean, if you're into that stuff, it's fascinating. You know what I think is totally fascinating is palm reading. That is fascinating. But I don't know anybody who reads palms, so so apparently I found this out. So I want you all to look at, so your right hand is where your marriage line is. And your marriage line is right here on the crease of your hand. So when you follow the line that goes around your pinky, that is a hard line, right? And then if you look closely, there are lines that cross it or are right beside it, right above it, right below it. Okay. The longest line is your marriage. Now, maybe you've been married 3 times, you'll have 3 longer like sort of lines across your pinky. And according to what I read, I don't know if this is true or not, but if the line goes along and goes down, then your partner dies before you. If the line goes up, it's you before your partner. Like, who wants to know that? I don't want to know that, right? But of course, there I was checking out, trying to figure it out. I'm telling you, folks, when you get old, it is hard to see the creases in the old hand, right? So they can literally tell on your left hand. So the way that they do it is apparently the left hand is like up until a certain age, it's kind of like your childhood kind of idea, and like this is your adulthood. Your right hand is your adulthood. And there's so many different things. They can tell, like when you were injured, when angels came to visit you, when someone passed in your life that was important to you. It's crazy. Well, that's what I'm saying, Sherry. Like, that's what I was having problems with, because just because I'm old and my hand's wrinkly, right? Is it that, or is it an actual line? And so when you read palms, you're supposed to, like, you put like an ink on it or something. And that makes the actual line stand out. And then there's things where you can have like triangles or stars or squares, or I don't know what the technical term for an inverted triangle is. You can have a diamond or a star burst, and all of those shapes tell different specific events that have happened in your life. It's crazy. It depends on what the lines are, whether they mean anything or they don't. You only have 3 major lines on your hand. When it comes to reading, I mean, right? There's also the whole the whole theory about, okay, so if you hold up your fingers, right? Hold up your fingers. I can imagine you're all doing this, right? So if you hold up your hands, okay, and if your index finger is more than one section above this finger or this finger, like if this finger is like super tall over this finger and this finger, that means you're highly, highly intelligent, which clearly Kelly's a dumbass. Look at it. So, right? Like weird things like that. There's all kinds of things. Then there's like a death line where, like, I believe it's on your right hand, and it literally goes from the base of your palm all the way up, and it'll go up into your ring finger, and tells you like basically what age you're going to die at. Yeah, it's totally fascinating to me. Wow, really, Sherry? That's crazy. You must be getting tired, girl. 17th or 18th life. Okay, I have to share. So I had a past life reading. I volunteered that with Nancy Jean, Nancy Jean's garden. She's such a good reader. And I volunteered to have her do a past life reading on me, along with a couple of other people, like live on the show, right? Oh my God, you guys, seriously? Now, listen. In full disclosure, it did explain a lot of things. But, I mean, on the surface level, it was like, seriously? So, first of all, she asked me if I had an aversion, or no, how do I feel about gin? Like Gin? And I thought she said Jim, Jim. And I was like, what? That's weird, because Jim was my stepfather's name, and of course, I was feeling some sort of way about that because of, everything with my mom, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. So I was like, holy crap, really? Wow, that's crazy. Anyways, moving on. So she started to put the cards out, and she basically told me that I was in Victorian England. I was like the lowest of the lowest of the lowest in a big house, like below the scullery maid. And that I was feeling, sorry for myself. I was down on my luck. And so I wanted to get out. And this woman befriended me and basically told me that she could help me. And oh boy, did she help me. I then became a prostitute for her. And she taught me how to be a thief. So that's lovely. And then, because I hated my life so much, I took up alcohol, and I pretty much drank myself into oblivion to the point where I thought my life was fantastic. And then I died in a tragic way. And I'm like, yep. Okay. So anyways, my point is, I've always loved England, right? I have family that comes from England that I didn't even know about. So that was interesting. I didn't know my roots were in England. So that was also interesting that she found or brought that out. I've always been fascinated with like any kind of like English history books or anything silly like that, right? I don't drink alcohol, and I really don't have a reason why I don't. I just don't like the taste. So I don't drink. The last time I had a drink of alcohol was almost 18 years ago when I got married. And it almost turned into an argument because it was like, are you going to take a sip of champagne? I'm like, oh my God, like, why is this a problem? Like, why are we talking about this? Maybe I will, maybe I won't, like, whatever. But like, it was like a thing. And so when it turned out that I had this, love of alcohol to the point where I fooled myself thinking that my life was fantastic when it sucked. Basically, I just thought was super interesting, right? It also revealed to me that this thing that I have about always wanting to please people and always wanting to fit in and always wanting to like seeking approval or seeking like acceptance is something that has always been a problem for me. Like I'm always worried about like, do I fit in? Do they really like me? That kind of thing. And that explained to me that obviously that this is the thing that I've been working on for a long time, right? That whole concept of being accepted and feeling like I belong for the right reasons, right? So there was many things that were revealed that I thought were quite interesting in that. That's cool, Sherry. Yeah. Yeah, so the past life thing can really tell you an awful lot about yourself, you know, if you're given an accurate reading. Yep, that's a good point too. Yep, absolutely, Kathleen. Yep. The control issues are slowly starting to fade, but you know, old habits die hard. But to that point that you made, and I confess I never actually even thought about it before, but that's a very good point because um, my issues of control are not to be like a control freak. Like I don't need to control everyone around me, or I don't really want to. Um, but there are times in my life where I've had to control a situation um, because I was the only one that was going to do something, and you know I did it with my mom. I did it for the last 9.5 years. And sometimes still now, control my environment. So, you know, keep myself safe, protect, you know, in my little protective bubble so that nothing can hurt me. So yeah, that's a very good point. Well, we have covered a lot of ground tonight, have we not, friends? We have covered an awful lot of ground. We have figured out that Apollo 11 perhaps did not land on the moon as suggested. We have figured out that Marjorie Taylor Greene is in for some surprises in the future. Yes, for entertainment purposes only. No, so oh, look at that, it's 222. So that's perfect because 222 is all about being protected. So it's all about being protected. I think it's super interesting. That's another thing, like angel numbers, totally cool. Totally cool. I mean, friends, honestly, if I see, I can't tell you how many times I've seen 1111 and 111 in the last little while. Oh, is it Bora Bora? That's very cool. Yep. Are you talking about the 29? That's my calendar. It's like little blocks. I have to change it, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, I think that numerology is super duper interesting. Super duper interesting. So yeah, so this little calendar here is my little block system that I have. I bought this from you all have like Joann's down there, right? Do you guys have Michael's in the States? Here in Canada, it's Michael's is the craft store. My husband calls it the crap store. But anyways, this is where I bought this last year. It was on, I got it like 50% off. It was like $8, so I was all excited. And I come in here every day and I change it. And every day I change it. I'm like, oh my God, why did I buy this? Like, you know, because like you don't normally have to change calendar that often. But anyway, I'm telling you guys, the thing I am most excited about is changing this, right? I'm most excited because literally, so I got this, right? And I got January, and then I got February, and then I had March, and now we're all the way around on April, and I just can't wait till I can change my block and move it to May. There is some insight as to how Kelly's mind works right there. Is I am most excited about changing this little block. Aw, yeah. Yeah, that's my little calendar. Oh, update on the positivity board, which is here. Literally, Quincy has eaten all of my little mantras off of there. All of my positive little segments he has eaten off of there. And speaking of Quincy, hi, bud. What's the matter? You upset with mommy because she's in the bed yet? Yep. Oh, good night, Bora Bora. Yeah, giveaway idea. You never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. I love Michael's. It's my favorite. If I told you guys how much money I've spent at Michael's, holy. I really have a problem when it comes to Michael's. Anyways, good night, Kylo. I'm gonna call it a night too. It's almost 4 hours that I've been on here, and I only meant to pop on for a few minutes and toss some cards. Thank you for everyone for being here, for hanging out with me. I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget about that meditation if you're looking for something to do tomorrow. And of course, Kathleen and Ron will also be on tomorrow night. I believe that's 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Kathleen's going to be Ron's guest on Ron Unconditional Love if you're looking for something to do. So have yourselves a good night's rest. I will be back here on Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern with Tracy Ralph for our Sunday Connection show, which is all about the different ways that we connect with spirit. So I look forward to that. Everyone have a good night's rest, sweet dreams, and thank you for being here. And make sure you hit the thumbs up on the way out if you don't mind. I would have greatly appreciated it. Thank you, Sherry. You're very, very kind. And thank you for everything that you do for everyone. Many blessings to each and every one of you. Mwah! I will see you guys soon. It was a fun night. Thank you so much for all the wonderful questions. It was so much fun. I appreciate it. Bye for now.